Clocks on the wall, talk to watches on the wrist. It's the
moments
we relive. It's the moments like this when it's time to get ill. We be so ahead of time. It's the
moments
we achieve. Best believe it's the
moments.
Made up and yellow, red, green, white, dirty
Moments.
Made up and yellow, red, green, white, dirty
Moments.
Daylight is also back again with a crew that's bound to pack him in. Got a girl who's up for the May 10.
I sense the need in her grandma.
Her nose has never been skating, but she's sipping third constellation. Reveal her squirt game is sort of like Tupac out of court, run towards camera. Our response to that was just check, please. That my man, you can't let these pass you by like TikTok. I'm smacking the bottom like flip flops. Made her a long range. She screamed. And now we done, we passed the test. So now lay down to rest and wait for the morning hangover to come. Clocks on the wall, talk the watches on the wrist. It's the moment we relive. It's the moments like this when it's time to get ill. We be so ahead of time. It's the
moments
we achieve. Just believe it's the
moments.
Made up and yellow, red, green, white, dirty
Moments.
Made up and yellow, red, green, white, dirty
Moments.
Lay down to rest and wait for the morning hangover to come. Clocks on the wall, talk the watches on the wrist. It's the
moments
we relive. It's the moments like this when it's time to get ill. We be so ahead of time. It's the
moments
we achieve. Just believe it's the
moments. 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 Moments.
I'm talking about the Cool Clown Clan. Cool Clown Clan. I'm talking about the Cool Clown Clan. Hardly to step out for a fresh breath of air after that.
What is up, everybody? How are you doing this Saturday? I'm aware that the creator clash is still going on at this moment in time, but what can you do? I mean, I guess I could I could just chill till it ends. I don't know what time it's supposed to end at. Oh, excuse me. But anyways, today we're doing some drama stuff. What's up, Fua? How are you doing today? Turn on my cam real quick. Yo, what's up? Today we're covering drama. We will be drinking tonight because I ended yesterday's early. I'm not gonna get into why, but we are drinking tonight. I decided I wanted to come up with something different, so I mixed some Sprite with the blueberry vodka. So I've got this as a drink I'll be drinking throughout the night. But as always, $10 per shot. Normal shit. So it's pretty good. Hi, hey Luna. Ooh, what's up? What is up? We're gonna cover drama today, and we are also drinking today. I didn't inform anyone else. You know what? I'll put it in my thing. Blueberry vodka is Sound's choice. Blueberry vodka is very good. It's probably my favorite flavored vodka. Let me 18 plus in my server. Covering drama and drinking. If anyone wants to join. Right, that'll be for my server. So let me actually mute. It's late here. If I fall asleep, sorry. No need to apologize. Thank you for passing by. Even if you fall asleep, you know, your viewer number will still be here. So that actually works out anyways. I gotta turn back on streamer mode. Yeah. All right, so if you didn't see the last yesterday's drama today, we kind of covered Creator Clash, but it was more focused on the FroggyFresh situation. So now we're gonna go through Roblox's other videos because that's the best way to get through them, in my opinion. And we're just gonna cover, we're gonna go through that, give my reactions because I did miss some of it. I do know a good portion of what happened. I know specifically with the FroggyFresh stuff, but I did miss some of it. Like, I missed a lot of Harley's breakdown, and then after that, we're gonna go over the Milo versus Destiny debate. Now that's a 2-hour-long video that we're gonna go over. So I don't know if we'll cover the third thing that I have on the docket, which is the SunnyV2 thing, but I do want to cover that. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's see, where mute this guy over here. I'll pop out chat so I can keep an eye on you guys while I'm covering this. Pop out. All right. So let's get into it.
This is a direct continuation of a video I made a couple days ago, so if you want to have the full context and
just got off work, I'll be
understanding
there
of
soon.
what's happening, I recommend you watch that video first. But for those of you who are too lazy, the TLDR is that FroggyFresh, who has been training for the past several months to box Chris Raygun for charity in iDubbbz's boxing event, Creator Clash, ended up getting kicked 3 weeks out from the event due to this joke he made about iDubbbz's wife Aniza on his Twitter to promote his fight against Chris Raygun.
If I don't hurt you, I will be so disappointed in myself that I will subscribe to Elisa's OnlyFans.
Definitely an overreaction in my opinion, but if you want to see the full context in order to decide for yourself if you think FroggyFresh deserves to be—
Yeah, like, okay, quick catch up. What happened was he did that video, then Anissa's mom went nutso on Twitter, calling him all sorts of names, so he was like kind of making videos reacting back to it, and then eventually Creator Clash announced that he was going to be kicked from the event and they were going to replace him with a different fighter. Which, update on that, because I actually haven't been watching the Creator Clash fight because I didn't want to pay for the pay-per-view, and I didn't want to pirate it either. Although, once we get through the Creator Clash thing, I'm going to think of a nice middle ground. You know, I'll just say it now. If you're watching this and you refunded your ticket, or you didn't buy it, or you pirated it, any of those things, make sure you look up the price for whatever you refunded or whatever you pirated, any of that stuff. Make sure you look up, I'm not going to say not to do it. Oh, so I'm not going to say to do it because, you know. But if you did any of that, just make sure, does Anissa's mom got it going on? If she looks anything like Anissa, not much. But now I would say no. I would say she does not have it going on. But take that money. So I saw if the pay-per-view was like $35. Take that money and just donate directly to the charity they were supporting. Because at the end of the day, it is a shame that there are some people that will end up pirating it and that did end up refunding everything and all that stuff. I would implore you to at least get that money if you want to be principled about it. If you don't give a fuck either way, then obviously whatever. But if you want to be principled about it, use that money and donate it directly to that charity. That's what I would say to do. But but yeah, so he got kicked. It was this whole thing. Some people thought it was because of the Sam Hyde thing. I think that's the least likely reason that he got kicked off. Some people said it was because he made fun of Anissa's OnlyFans. I think that's the second likely. And then some people say, and this is what I think is the most likely, is that he got into a fight with Anissa's mom. To be honest, I don't know anyone who's boxing. You don't know Aaron Hansen? Aaron Hansen is fighting again, I think. Harley from Epic Mealtime is fighting again. Chris Raygun is fighting. And then obviously iDubbbz is fighting. I think that's all the people I know that are fighting. For me personally, I would have liked to have gone to the event, because I know Kiwi Sunset went to the event. But you know, yeah, maybe Creator Clash 3 will be better. We'll see.
Kicked or not, you can check out my previous video. But moving on to the tweets that were made after that video's release, Professor Monkey responds to Creator Clash by saying, kicking him off for silly Twitter controversy is ridiculous. About 100k to charity is on the line if Froggy isn't on the lineup. I've been helping him train too, and it would be a shame to see that all go to waste if he's kicked out. Reinstate
True.
Froggy. Froggy quote tweets him and says, one of my sparring partners. He taught me a lot, let me work. Very skilled and great dude. Was gonna be in my corner and walk out. Shout out Danny, you're the man. Danny responds, it was an honor to work with you. I love the sport of boxing and hope to be part of the sport's future one day. I appreciate the shout out. Even without it, I still would have helped. It was a shame what happened. You are welcome in my company anytime. I consider you a friend. Froggy responds, likewise brother. Appreciate everything you and everyone at Square Circle has done for me. So in the last video, I showed a tweet from Creator Clash.
Oh yeah,
writer
Dad
Nathan
is
Barnett,
fighting
where he
again.
called everybody
And Stark. Okay. Oh yeah, this is the update I was gonna give. So apparently, Starkilla got taken out first round. So Dad demolished again this year. And then apparently Chris Raygun's replacement was like 5'10", so he had 6 inches on him. So yeah, Chris got pretty much demolished, is what I heard, which is pretty unfortunate. It's pretty unfair. Like, I know, like if it's a boxing match, height is pretty important, especially for reach. And for them to like have him go up to someone that's like half a foot taller than him is so outrageous. I can't believe they couldn't find anyone that was closer to his height.
criticizing Ian and Anissa for kicking FroggyFresh
They
out of
put
the event,
Tyrone up
slime
against
balls.
Chris?
And one
No.
of the people he specifically called out was Sam Hyde. He also blocked Sam Hyde, and Sam Hyde responded to all of this on Twitter by saying, quote, I will literally fight anyone if we can make the same weight, unquote. I'll put up 100k if you gain 30 pounds. I'll drop 70 pounds. Fight at 200. If I lose 70 pounds, I will be totally weakened and skeletized. Probably unable to tie my own shoes without cracking in half. I
That
know
is a
he's
lot
not
of
going to
weight.
step up and be a true hero, so I'll just throw this in there. If Dad beats me, I'll delete all my socials and never make any public work again. He then tweets out, unsurprisingly, trash content creator Dad/Nathan Barnett has declined my offer of me dropping 70 pounds and 100k. So let's up the ante. I'll do 250k cash and the GT3 RS, I own it outright. That's $500,000 for charity. Funkos, whatever you want. FroggyFresh responds, this is for charity. Happy Punch then tweets out, Sam Hyde has proposed dropping 70 pounds and 100k to fight Dad, to which someone called Phil responds by showing the response Nathan gave to this proposal on Discord. Someone said, yo Nathan Barnett, Sam just put up 100k to fight you at 200 pounds, and says if you win he'll delete his socials and never make content again. Nathan responds, who? To which he responds, Sam Hyde. Nathan responds with a facepalm emoji, and they respond, 100k and put an end to his terror? Sounds like a great deal, and you get to beat him up. Nathan responds, not interested.
Booba,
They say,
so
why?
true
And then he
planet.
responds, not interested in being involved with a person like that. They respond, even for 100k to charity, or wherever you want to spend it? Even to banish him from the internet? Nathan responds, nah, I have stuff I'm doing. Making a movie later this year. Not doing YouTube stuff and being involved with negative people. If I box again, it'll be with someone I respect and I'm friends with. Sam Hyde responds to this by saying, I can't fight him. I'm doing a Disney cruise. He then quote tweets it and says, this is so nuts. Never mind everything else, just the, I'm making a movie line. Far out, brother. So after those tweets by Sam
Like, unironically, if you consider someone like actually evil, and you're like, oh well, I don't want to give this person the time of day, I don't want them to get from my clout, anything like that, like whatever your reasoning is, if they literally say, I'll obviously there's no way I guess the other side is you can't prove that they'll go through with it. But if they're putting on the line that they will delete all their social media, that they're just gonna quit doing content and they'll just accept the loss like that, why wouldn't you put it up? The dad guy looks evil and weird. Yeah, but I think that's part of his character. But he's a mad fighter. Like he's crazy. He's a crazy fighter, especially based on the first time he fought. I don't know how this second fight went, but well, no, I heard how it went, but I haven't seen it. This is so nuts. Never mind everything else. Just making the movie line Far Out Brother.
Sam Hyde, Nathan decided to delete all.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're gonna like be all like moral high ground on this shit, then why not do the fight? Hey, yo, what's up, Cheesy Thick? It has been a bit. Hope you're doing okay. Then why not take him up on that? You get to get a bunch of money to the charity of your choice, and if you win, you get to just totally erase this guy that you consider evil from the internet. I mean, it feels like a win-win regardless.
All of his tweets on his Twitter account, and then subsequently delete the account, as well as delete the Twitter account for his character, Dad. I make light of this on Twitter, and then Jet Neptune quote tweets me and says, bullied, abused, broken. Sam Hyde quote tweets him and says, take this man into the shop for repairs, cause he's been buck broken. I offered to drop 70 pounds, which is insane, and $500,000 purse, $250 in cash plus my GTRS, to fight this guy. His excuse? I can't because I'm going to be in a movie, and only want to fight people I'm friends with. I own your fucking ass. Forever! FroggyFresh then tweets out, hey Creator Clash, there is still 100k on the line to reinstate me. There is now $500,000 on the line for Sam Hyde to fight Nathan Barnett. That's 600k. How much is this really about charity? Put your egos aside about hurt feelings. Put your money where your mouth is and show that this is more than an ego show. And the 100k he's referring to is what Gideon offered to donate if FroggyFresh was let back onto Creator Clash to fight Chris Ray-Gun. Mimo responds by saying, I think they care about the respect more than money from people who disrespect them. Unless you apologize, I don't see this going anywhere. Taunting them just proves their point. Froggy responds, it shows me their mission statement is BS to make them not like the other events. So in response to this 100k...
Okay, like, that's how you know, like, people don't, like, really understand. Like, if something is purely for charity, why does it matter if someone disrespects you if they're still gonna put money towards your charity? If I was doing, let's say this year, I'll say this outright. Let's say I do the event where I do my St. Jude's charity event. What happened to Nathan Barnett? Nathan Barnett, that's the guy that plays Dad. He was being super like, oh, well, you disrespected the people running the show. So, you know, of course, Anissa's great and this and that. He was just totally backing up, he was just totally backing up Creator Clash and, like, not really understanding why there was so much controversy. But let's say I do my charity event this year, right? I want to hit $2,500 for charity. If Flamenco, all right, and Flamenco's probably the guy that I like least online. Okay, no, he's not. But that's the first one that comes to mind. He's not the person I like the least, but he's pretty low for me. If he came to my stream and donated the money to hit the goal, I wouldn't be like, well, I can't accept this because this is from a person that I consider bad and they've done X, Y, and Z. It's like, that's for charity. If the point is for charity, then I don't care who gives me the money for that charity. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to give this to the charity and, you know, that'll help people that need the help. I don't understand why, because someone disrespects you or you consider someone, like, bad. If they give you money, money is not inherently moral in any way. Money is money. What you do with that money is important. And if that money is going towards a good cause, I don't understand what the issue is. All right. Also, it's been a rough week, man, but today was pretty fun. Yeah, I had a pretty rough week too, but today for me was a very well needed, mostly relaxing day. Want to post some pictures today? All right, sounds good. But yeah, I think it's totally ridiculous to just be like, oh, I don't like this person, therefore I don't want their money. It's like, if you don't want their money for personal reasons, like if you were doing an event and you were getting the money, then that makes more sense, right? Depending on your position, because like even me, like how much money I have now, if someone I didn't like donated to me, I couldn't be like, I'm not gonna accept your money. It's like, I need the money, I'll accept it, thank you. You know, and maybe you might call that not principled, but money is money at the end of the day. You know, if I was like a millionaire or if I was like totally debt free, I probably would just be like, oh, $20, all right, you know what? Forget your $20. But it also depends on the amount of money. Like if, like, here's a moral quandary. If who's the most evil recent person that we can think of? Like objectively evil. I have to think about that. But like think whoever you think of as the most evil person who's lived in recent times. Whoever you consider that to be. If they came up to me and been like, "Hey, here's $1 million or $500,000," would you really turn that down? Like, I don't know. I feel like most people at the end of the day would not turn that down. That's a lot of money, dog. Anyways, back to this.
The offer, Creator Clash finally made another statement to help clarify their decision.
Epstein. Well, Epstein's dead. But yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, okay, if Epstein is saying no strings attached, here's $500,000. I mean, are you gonna turn it down? Now, if he's like, if there are strings attached, like $500,000, but you can't tell anybody about crimes I've done, or you can't do this and that, it's like, okay. But if it's like literally strings attached, it's just that this guy's name is attached to it, and he's like, here's $1 million, it's like, it's $1 million, dog. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I need to be debated out of that, you know? Maybe Exotic will come in here and he'll argue against it.
At least that's what they claim. I don't really think it clarifies anything, but I'll just read it out and you guys can decide for yourselves. They say, as you may be aware, we recently announced FroggyFresh would be leaving the Creator
Mike was
Clash
on the
2
flight
ticket.
logs?
We want to
Alright,
provide some
Luna.
additional
Okay,
information around
buddy.
the rationale
Alright,
for this
pal.
decision. To help clarify some of the online chatter, we have a legally binding code of conduct that each of our Creator Clash 2 fighters are held to, the violation of which is grounds for termination. Unfortunately, there were several violations made by FroggyFresh during his tenure with Creator Clash this year. The Creator Clash 2 team, inclusive of the production company, takes violations seriously, and made several unsuccessful attempts to address them directly with FroggyFresh in hopes we could work together to get things back on track. When it became clear that the exhibited behavior wasn't stopping, at risk to the other fighters, fans, and others involved in the event, the Creator Clash 2 team made the collective decision to move forward without FroggyFresh on the ticket. Our number one priority is ensuring Creator Clash 2 is a positive, safe, welcoming space for everyone. We look forward to kicking off an amazing event and raising a lot of money for charity. Creator Clash and iDubbbz have already donated $50K for each of FroggyFresh's supported charities, Kids Cancer Foundation and Nick Claus Children's Hospital, for a total of $100K. They will also remain beneficiaries of money raised through the event itself. The fighters have all been working so hard and can't wait to get into the ring. Let's focus on their fights, not any that may exist online. Plainrock responds by saying, bitches. Frank Castle says, cuck shit. Atozi says, pretty sure it's easier to reinstate Froggy than write all this. Omni says, this is getting way out of hand, and hurts your brand for no reason. Just squash the beef and let him fight. Donut Operator says, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but was this all over hurt feelings? Muscle Pilled responds, hurt feelings and a superiority complex. Dino Corner says, co-parter. Wavy Websurf says, what exactly was the conduct Froggy was banned for? Dame Peso says, are you saying FroggyFresh put people at risk? That's 100% a lie. Akura the Dawn says, if there's one thing I like, it's a positive, safe, welcoming space for everyone. Showing a picture of iDubbbz when he's...
The thing is like, because of this event, iDubbbz will never like really be able to like morally grandstand about like anyone doing anything. Like Froggy made some jokes about Anissa's OnlyFans and then fought with Anissa's mom. Okay, you know, maybe that does cross the line. Maybe it does cross the line to make fun of Anissa's OnlyFans, even though iDubbbz has said he's fine with people making fun of or jerking off to her OnlyFans. You know, maybe that does cross the line. Bro, you went to this, what was she, 18? You went to an 18, 19-year-old's, and the reason why I'm bringing up age is because, like, it matters because he was, like, in his late 20s. And just to be clear, because this is the commentary community, I'm not making it, like, a pedo thing or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, the context is, like, he's a full-grown adult. She's still a young adult, okay? You, like, it's like, you went to this person's fan event. You went up to her to say N-word. And, like, okay, that's, like, the thing that, like, I understood at the time the reason he did it was to make a bigger point about how she was, like, moral grandstanding about how bad the N-word is when she has said the N-word in the past and has never, like, directly apologized for it and was trying to, like, make him look bad. And, like, he, like, his video on Tana Mojo is very good. It's very to the point. Either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. I think that's a great thing to stand by. I don't know. I don't know what to say. But it's like you compare doing something like that. Like, I think all of that's funny. I don't have a problem with that. The point I'm making is that you compare that to what Froggy Fresh was doing, and it's like it's not even close. It's not even close. What's up, cowboy? I would smash Tana. I don't think Tana's that hot.
Snuck into Tana's event to ask her to say the N-word. James
Your take is boring, and it's what everyone says. You're relaying the same take in boring fat man tone. I don't know about that.
says, "Dog, this isn't explained shit." Michael responds, "If anything, it made it more cringy," laughing my ass off. Jabroni says, "We want to clarify." Doesn't clarify. Lol. Mac Arthur says, "Thank you for doing the right thing. Will you also please remove this fighter from the card as well? I believe he also violated your rules." Showing tweets from iDubbbz in 2013 and 2015.
Oh, happy early birthday, Cheesy Stick.
Where he says he'll rape you and all your starving black children, as well as calling people N-word lovers. Cavus reacts to the statement by
Wait,
saying,
what?
"Insanely bad explanation on black children, as well as calling people N-word."
Okay, okay. Well, that was to Garfield, the official Garfield account. Yo, what's up? What's up, Jesus? Oh, I'm still deaf and I didn't even realize. Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good. We're
So
covering.
you're covering the creator clash stuff.
We're covering the
yeah.
creator clash drama. What's up, Jesus?
What's up?
Nothing much.
Yeah, you
man.
just talked about the whole N-word, the Tenemoja thing. It's like, yeah, it's like, iDubbbz isn't really. This is the problem with people who try to like do like a 180 on the type of person they used to be. It's like you never really can make arguments about that type of stuff because it comes across as you just being like a hypocrite or inconsistent in some sort of way. It's like, oh hey, well, how are you gonna do this and then but you also did something like crazy and showed up to a person's event for content, for drama,
Well, like the thing is like you can do a 180, but like you can't point your finger once you make that 180 turn, right? Like Joji is not Filthy Frank at all. Their content is totally different. Joji doesn't even make jokes. He's like purely an artist. Meanwhile, Filthy Frank was like super edgy content creator, right? But
Yeah.
Joji has never gone on record to like shit on his old fan base or to shit on other people for making edgy content. Like that's not a thing he's done. Therefore, it's like, okay, he changed his shit, but that's not a problem. Like the problem isn't selling out particularly. The problem is what you do once you sell out.
No, I agree. That's why I was like, if he does like a 180, but you can't like make arguments like against that too because you come across as just like a hypocrite. That's why.
Yeah.
So it would be like, that goes for anybody who does that as well too. Like, the classic duo, iDubbbz and also H3H3,
Yeah.
That's why that argument gets used against them quite a bit actually.
I mean, just look at these fucking tweets. I mean, like, shut up, N-word lover, N-word lover. I will rape you and all of your starving black children. I will effing rape you. I mean, like, you compare these tweets to the jokes that Froggy Fresh made, and it's like, it's not even like a ballpark close.
Well, it's funny because obviously like this is like years later down the line, right? When
it's
when iDubbbz made
2015.
this. But
like eight
but
years ago.
it just shows that iDubbbz is soft, dude. He's a fucking marshmallow. He's soft, dude. He was because you have to remember, like there was a time where iDubbbz was kind of looked at as literally untouchable. I remember that word specifically, where it's like you cannot make a video on exposing iDubbbz or like shitting on iDubbbz like at all. You just auto lose. If he makes a video on you, like bro, you're in some shit right there. He was untouchable. But it's like ever since obviously the whole simp thing came out, that was like a chink in the armor. And it's just like, bro, this guy is soft. He's not some fucking like tough guy.
Hey man, there's no reason to use Asian slurs on my channel, okay?
Wait, soft is a slur?
No, you said something in the armor, Like, you need to chill,
oh my
dog.
god.
You need to chill. I still got that one strike on my channel. It's gonna be gone
Sorry,
in 2
a
days.
crack in the armor, I should say.
Thank you. Jesus, do you have any idea what's going on right now?
Apparently not.
I guess
Okay.
not.
Very awesome.
All right, well let's
What you
continue.
get a strike for, Mikey?
That strike that I have now is I actually don't know what caused it. It was for hate speech, but I have no clue why. Because the stream, I looked through the stream and there was nothing there that really crossed the line.
Can you fight that or no?
I tried to. They within an hour they were just like, sorry, but we decided to keep the strike. So I'm waiting for it to expire, which I think it expires
Dude.
tomorrow.
MikeTheBike just turned to Mike the Strike for real, dude.
I should start
How long-
striking all my enemies.
How long does the strike last?
Enemies.
Like 3
months, I think, right?
months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then 3 strikes, you're out
Not
pretty
a lot
much.
of enemies.
Yeah, if you get 3 strikes, then your channel is like totally deleted. Like the first strike you get, you can't do anything on your channel for like a week. Second strike you get, you can't do anything on your channel for 2 weeks, and then the third strike, your channel is just deleted.
Well, actually, I think the first thing you get
Wow.
is a warning. You get a
Well,
warning the
yeah, but
first
once
time
you get a
around, and then
warning,
once
the
yeah.
warning never goes away though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's as soon as the warning's up, then it's okay, you're on strikes forever. The warning never expires.
Yeah. Which I already did get a
Ooh.
warning because someone told me, hey, you should watch that Chinese translated Star Wars movie. I was like, okay, that sounds funny. Then immediately my video just got struck down.
Dang, it really do be like that sometimes.
They really do be like that. Anyways, let's get back to this.
Yeah, sure, let's
Kylos
see.
reacts to the statement by saying, insanely bad explanation on why FroggyFresh was removed. Super vague and reads like fake PR bullshit. Hashtag free FroggyFresh. Teamstar says, we want to provide some additional information. Proceeds to provide no additional information. Hashtag free FroggyFresh. Willie Mac Show says,
That is the other thing about the drama, is that throughout the whole thing, these people just never were like clear on what the issue was. Like that's why we have to speculate. Like my running theory is that it was because he fought Anissa's mom. I don't think it was because of what's up, Toxic. I don't think it was because he worked with Sam Hyde, because we know Epic Mealtime did, and we know Epic Mealtime is still cool with Sam Hyde. And I don't think it was just because of the joking about the OnlyFans. I don't think that would have been far enough. I do think it was because he fought with Anissa's mom. And the fact of the matter is that if iDubbbz and Anissa sided with FroggyFresh over Anissa's mom, that probably would have caused a whole bunch of like interpersonal family issues and drama to happen. So to avoid all that, they're just like, okay, we're just gonna kick this guy out.
I think they're just soft. That's just it. They're just soft.
That plays a part in it too, but I really do think the bigger issue is the mom. Like, I don't know why the mom is getting involved with, like, could you imagine if like my mom was a moderator in my chat? First of all, you'd not be very happy with the jokes I make. But second of all, it's just you shouldn't let people that are that close to you be like you should not let family moderate your shit. Like, especially if they're like your parent. Like, that's just like, it's just not, it's weird. It's weird. That's what it is.
all those words and you still can't say what the violation specifically was that made the event unsafe. Optimus says, iDubbbz and his girlfriend doubled down on kicking FroggyFresh off the roster of fighters at Creator Clash 2. Extremely disappointing. I think everyone and their mom knew what the right thing to do was. What exactly were these violations, by the way? Pretty idiotic response, laughing my ass off. Sam Hyde says, this actually puts the matter to bed for me, personally. Handled with taste and not in a vague corporate way at all. Glad I can move on and actually enjoy these star-studded fighters, featuring, looks at notes confusingly, Jack Manifold and Albina Sabrina. Sam then makes another quote tweet that says, this is such an insanely bad read. It would have been 100 times better to just ignore it and not even mention it. It's time to take the absinthe away from drunk Anisa. Brandon Buckingham says, several violations? You mean making a lighthearted joke about iDubbbz's wife's OnlyFans? Even your last event was sponsored by Fansly. Anisa's sensitivity about her OnlyFans shouldn't get in the way of a charity event. Free FroggyFresh. Kuzi Costanza says, watching everyone shit on iDubbbz and his defense force is pretty cathartic. Doomer Coomer says, I'm convinced iDubbbz has a humiliation fetish at this point. Narwitz says, the awful people who made bad moves, stop weaponizing the word inclusivity to justify your own bad actions challenge. Go! Donovan says, this was lawyer talk for.
Wait,
You
what the
broke
fuck
made-up
was
rules
that?
We didn't have to
Hold
tell
on,
you,
let
so
me go
shut
back.
the fuck up and leave us alone. Oh, and we gave this was stop weaponizing the word inclusivity to justify your own bad actions challenge. Go! Donovan says, this was
Alright,
lawyer
that was
talk
a weird
for.
edit.
You broke made up rules we didn't have to tell you, so shut the fuck up and leave us alone. Oh, and we gave money to charity so you can't be mad anymore. Pimp Master Broda says, the reason they don't want to clarify what these violations are is because they don't want to be open to a lawsuit if Froggy can prove it's false. So they are intentionally being vague on purpose, just like how many sites' terms of service are about what's allowed. Turkey Tom says, cope, and then follows it up by saying, if iDubbbz sues FroggyFresh, he loses whatever remaining goodwill he had with anyone. Obviously referring to
I
the
love
fact
Tom.
that in
Tom's
the statement
hilarious,
that
man.
Creator Clash made, they specifically mentioned that FroggyFresh
Ah, yes,
broke
Turkey
the legally
Tom,
binding code
yes.
of conduct, which I guess they could sue him for. Ryan Beard quote tweets Creator Clash and says, this seems totally reasonable. If you repeatedly break the code of conduct.
Okay, I don't know anything about Ryan Beard.
Oh,
Does
this
this guy
I've seen
not
that
have
PFP,
like he has like consistently like the worst takes every single time?
I've seen this guy's PFP show up on my timeline a couple times, honestly, and every time I see a tweet from him, it's always like some really stupid shit.
Yeah, like
Let's
honestly.
see what he says. It seems totally reasonable if you repeatedly break the code of conduct in your contract, giving multiple warnings that you ignore, you're probably going to get fired. It makes totally sense to fire him to create a comfortable environment for everyone involved. This is like some weird like corporate bullshit. It's like a comfortable environment for everyone. It's like it's boxing, dude. People are gonna want to people are trying to like punch each other and shit.
Anyone trying to watch the fight? Well, two things. One, I don't know where to watch it pirated because I can't afford to get it to pay for it. Also, I would probably pirate it anyways. I said this earlier in the stream, so I'll repeat this. If you refunded your ticket for this event, or if you tried to pirate it, I would suggest, if you want to stay principled, to donate that money that you would have pirated or refunded. Make sure you still donate that to whichever charity that they were supporting from that event. You can pick whichever one that you'd like to support. I feel like that'd be the best way. Like, for example, if I do, like, the second thing, real quick. If I were to pirate it, I'd probably pirate it on Kick. I'd probably, like, do a reaction on Kick and not here on YouTube, because I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. Not that I support pirating, of course.
You know, if you also want to, send money into for donations, you could also type in on the browser streamelements.com/MikeTheBike
So true.
as well too. You can
Yes.
also do that.
We are
You can also
doing
do
shots
that.
today. I am doing shots. So if you guys want me to do a shot, I will do one for $10. So I'll go over the news while drunk if you people really
Mike
want.
the Mick.
But no, yeah. If you guys really want me to cover the Creator Clash like fights, I could do a Kick stream right after this. And I don't have the money to donate now, but Friday coming up, I would donate to the charity and I would post proof on Twitter and everything. That way y'all know that I actually did it. Not that I support pirating it, but I'm just saying, if it happened to be the case that I did pirate it on Kick, that is what I would do. Anyways, let's continue.
In your contract and are given multiple warnings that you ignore, you are probably going to get fired. It makes total sense to fire him to create a comfortable environment for everyone involved. Nicholas Diorio says, damage control, laughing my fucking ass off, jeez. I was expecting double down, and here we are. And then he posts a different statement from Creator Clash and says, finally, some transparency. This statement reads, I'm still insecure about my OnlyFans, Anisa Jamha. FroggyFresh responds to the tweet by saying, who tried to reach out to me several times? And what are the several violations? Josh responds, they did say they were unsuccessful attempts. It's all lawyer talk. FroggyFresh responds, yeah, that's not gonna hold up, lol. Red Velvet Necktie responds to Creator Clash by saying, they still aren't saying what they did? To which FroggyFresh responds, never told me what I did either. FroggyFresh then quote tweets Creator Clash and says, are you talking about when Ian called me the third time ever, 15 minutes after Sam Hyde retweeted me, to investigate my relationship with Sam Hyde, and then asking that I don't release any content with Sam Hyde until after the event? Haven't released any Sam Hyde content, still kicked? Or are you talking about me responding to Justin Tracy every time he reached out to me, and me asking that we keep everything in text and email so I can have evidence of everything that was communicated? Never received any text or emails after that. Now I've been threatened with a potential lawsuit if I spoke about this entire mess, and demanding the 15K I used for training, equipment, travel, etc. over the last 5 months. Unbelievable. Is this for charity, or what's going on? After these tweets, Keemstar hosted another Twitter space talking about the situation. I'll link an archive to it in the description below for anybody who's interested in listening to it, but in that Twitter space, Mudahar, Some Ordinary Gamers, said that he
let's go!
Let's go! Thank you, Vicky, for the $10.
Get excited, bro. Wait, hell on. Let me go. Let's go! That's $10 right there!
True. Thank you. Let's do a shot of, I got mango pineapple vodka.
I'm just happy for Bike, bro.
Pineapple,
Dude.
I love pineapple.
Dude, mango pineapple.
Mango pineapple what?
I kept wanting to get the blue, I think you were with us the time we tried it, but it was a blue raspberry vodka. I kept wanting to find it, but they never have it at the liquor store that's nearby my place. So I went to one nearby Danny's yesterday because I did some recording. And I found not only a blue raspberry vodka, but I also found mango pineapple vodka. So
Ooh.
I got both of them. Right now the drink I'm chasing is blue raspberry vodka with Sprite, and I'm about to do a shot of the mango pineapple vodka. So thank you, Vicky. Here's the first shot of the night.
Well, thank you, Vicky, for causing him to become alcoholic.
Yeah.
Hey man, if me,
Breaking.
I'm gonna be the next only use me blade. Let's go. My leg.
Wait,
literally falling
I see
off.
this tweet right now. I do want to talk about this thing right now, dude. Imagine if Froggy got sued by fucking iDubbbz. Dude, just imagine. I know
That'd be
that
crazy.
like they probably would never do that because that would be fucking like career suicide. That would make them look so stupid. Like if they sue this guy and anybody still like supports them, like bro, you're just a massive like dick rider. Like what the fuck, like.
Bro.
Like no, bro. Like that would be the fucking worst thing ever. Obviously, they're not gonna fucking do that though, because that's insane.
That would actually be the worst PR move for them to actually try to sue Froggy Fresh.
Yeah, I think so.
You could just watch it on Discord. I mean, yeah, I could just watch it on Discord, but in that case, I would just watch it in my own private time. If I'm gonna watch it for like I'd rather just watch it on my kick. Plus, it'd be a good way to grow my kick too. I got already the watch. I already got the hours streamed. I've already streamed more than 5 hours there. I just need the 75 followers, and I can monetize my kick.
Would pay for FroggyFresh's legal fees if Creator Clash sued FroggyFresh. Mudahar quote tweets Keemstar and says, "Threatening litigation like this kinda worries me, but I hate it when smaller creators have to face any legal crap. It ruins lives. I'm down to cover it all. No need for GoFundMes. I just want this to be resolved. I want a successful event at the end of the day." FroggyFresh then tweets out, "I appreciate everyone's support. Can't lie. This is a stressful situation. I have a family, wife, 2 young kids, mortgage. The threat of being pursed legally unless I remain quiet and let them tarnish my reputation to where no one else would want to work with me for misconduct is rough. I appreciate the donation to the charities I submitted, and continuing to keep donations coming into them. I don't want Creator Clash 2 to fail. I would rather we just walk away amicably, where I'm not threatened. In all sincerity, I hope they raise as much money as possible." YTB News responds by saying, "We disagree on the situation, but in no way support legal action. I think there could be a simpler solution. I hope this can all end well without lawyers." FroggyFresh responds, "Legal action is the last thing I want. Despite on disagreeing, thank you for supporting me in that aspect." And this is where I would normally say that's about it for the conversation around this, but actually another fighter in the event, Harley of Epic Mealtime, made hundreds of tweets trying to defend Creator Clash for removing FroggyFresh.
Oh,
and
he
it's just
sure
way
did.
too much to cover in this video, so I will leave that for another video. And if you don't
Okay, so that's the end of that video. By the way, shout out to Bo Blacks. He doesn't need my shout out because, you know, he's got like 300K. But still, shout out to him. It makes it really easy to go through this drama and not have to like scrounge for my own shit. I know I had to do that for the Ghost Man video because obviously Bo Blacks wasn't gonna cover that fucking loser. I had to do that myself. So it's really nice to have all this shit ready. I was timed out. I don't think that's true. Anyways, we could go over Epic Mealtime, but that's like an hour long. So
There's a lot of stuff to cover with Epic Mealtime because he, like, when Bobak said that this guy is talking a ton about the whole event, like, I mean, yes, he has talked a ton about Creator Clash and defending them as well too. So it's a lot to cover. Yeah,
Alright, I'm gonna give the chat the option whether we go through this hour video for Epic Mealtime or if we skip it. So we'll ask you.
yeah. We do
Mike,
also
you're
have
losing weight.
other
So true.
things
I
to
actually am.
They're all. I mean, keep in mind there is also a bunch of other stuff to cover as well too. So we're not all burnt out, but covering this Epic Mealtime would be interesting too. There's a lot of stuff on, they said, on Twitter Spaces, which I have heard him quite a bit talk about, and as well as him doing a bunch of reply videos to people.
Yeah, like there's the Epic Mealtime thing. Yo, shout out. Yo. Okay, yo, shout out to Jesus. Thank you for the $20, bro.
Yes,
With the booba emoji. Let's go. All right, I'll do 2 shots back to back.
That's a massive biker W, dude.
All right, give me a second. I'll pour them real quick.
We also gotta see the polls.
My
We
birthday
have
was
9
4 days
votes.
back, where Sherry is to say happy birthday. Birthday was
Miss Crime is currently not available because she's Miss Crime. Oh, we have 10 votes. Majority says skip.
All right, we'll skip
Interesting.
it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to cover. I'm pretty sure maybe people have heard about it already.
It's a lot to cover. I mean, we could. You know what? If we have time, we'll get back.
I
to
haven't
it.
heard of Epic Mealtimes in forever.
Yeah, he's one of the boxers at this Creator Clash event that we're covering.
He still exists? He still does content?
I don't think he does. He doesn't do Epic Mealtime anymore, but
Oh.
But he does. I don't. His name is Harley Place, and maybe he does like streams or he does games. I don't know what he does, but I know that he
does stuff.
He does stuff, I guess. But we're gonna put this here. So people said to skip it. We will respect that vote. We'll move it here. So if we have time and if I still have energy, we'll go through that. So we're just gonna go to this next video that Boblex has on Creator Clash. Then after that, we're gonna go over Destiny versus Milo, which will be like the longest thing.
Oh
And
my
then
god, that is really long.
One final thing, we have the SunnyV2 thing. But you know,
You think we could do the SunnyV2 one?
We'll do the
save the Destiny one last because that's a long one.
Yeah, we'll save the Destiny one for last. I want to cover this
Yeah.
because it is actually crazy. Like, it is actually crazy how insane Milo is in the video and how drugged out he is. right, so here's the second shot. Thanks again, Jesus.
Yo, cowboy, literally just like me, for real. All right.
So before I get into explaining the research I did to come to the
So
conclusion that I
recently?
posted in the title, I first and foremost want to say that despite the fighters getting potentially paid quite a bit to do this charity boxing event, a lot of money
my
will
God,
end
that's
up
a
going
nice
to charity
drama.
through this event, in addition to the fighters getting paid a lot. And I don't personally have an issue with these content creators getting paid for the work they are putting in to put on a great show for everybody. My issue is more with the deceptive marketing coming from iDubbbz's channel as well as the Creator Clash socials on how much money is being given to charity versus the creators who iDubbbz and Creator Clash are paying to
Okay.
fight for.
Yo. All right.
Let's
We're gonna have to space this
go!
out.
I want to
Thank
see
you.
chocolate wasted.
Hell yeah!
You want to see me chocolate wasted? All right, we'll space it out though.
Pop, biker W.
Boo.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you, Jesus, for the $30. Big appreciate. We have the cock emoji now
Big loves, big loves.
with the pre-cum coming out. All right. So what I'll do is I'll do a shot right now, and then I'll space it out like every 10 minutes. I'll do another shot. Mike about to pass out. Hey, I got pretty strong. What's it called?
His
Tolerance.
poor liver.
My poor bro. My gout is what's gonna be in trouble, not my liver. By the way, I might be retarded. I actually found out that I did have gout medication that I haven't been taking for the last like 4 weeks that I should have been taking.
Rip.
So
How
I
do
was
you
like
just
wondering,
find that out?
because I thought so. I know there was one medication I was supposed to stop taking, so I was like cleaning up my room and I found this medication and I'm like, this doesn't look like it's been opened yet. And I read it and I read the title. I'm like, I don't remember seeing this medication, so I looked it up and it said it was to treat gout and arthritis. And I was like, wait a second, is this like brand new and I never had it? So I actually took out the pills and counted to make sure that it wasn't the other thing that I wasn't supposed to keep taking. And it wasn't. So I took the pill today. But yeah, so my hand hadn't been getting better for the last 4 weeks. I'm like, why hasn't it been getting better? And obviously, I think that's why.
Bro, my man just didn't even take the medication. It's like, rip.
But okay, so here's the first of 3 shots. Thank you again, Jesus.
Either.
By the way, I heard you and Maxwell are gonna see that new anime movie on Tuesday.
Yes, sir. On
Yeah.
Tuesday. I want to see it. I love the other movies that they make, so.
Oh yeah, Maxwell told me about it, but I told him that 8 o'clock would be too late for me to see it.
Why, you work in the morning?
Yeah, I work at 5 in the morning.
Ah, come
I usually-
on.
I wake up at 4. How long is the movie?
I don't know, but I went in at 5:30 today. I go to sleep like at 12. One day won't hurt you.
What happened to Sherry? She's just not available, I guess. I don't know.
For them, because I guarantee majority of people who are watching this video either assume that all of the money is going to charity or that the creators are being paid a small amount and the vast majority of the proceeds are going to charity, which I really don't think is the case. And let me tell you why. So as many of you guys know by now, the YouTuber iDubbbz is hosting an upcoming charity boxing event called Creator Clash, where many YouTubers who normally don't box are getting paid to box by Creator Clash, with any of the excess proceeds made from the event going straight to charities. Now, 2 weeks ago, one of the creators who was set to fight against Chris Raygun in Creator Clash, FroggyFresh, ended up getting kicked from the event for what has only been described as violating a legally binding code of conduct, which our best guess at the moment to what this violation is this comment he made about iDubbbz's wife Anisa's OnlyFans while trying to roast Chris Raygun on Twitter.
If I don't hurt you,
Alright, we ready.
subscribe.
Sudden removal of him from the event, but people involved in Creator Clash, such as Harley Plays from Epic Mealtime, the announcer for the event Akinola, and most recently another fighter called Alana, have spoken out in defense of Ian and Anisa's decision to kick FroggyFresh from the event. And in Alana's case specifically, she went onto her YouTube channel to contest the accusation that FroggyFresh made on Twitter, claiming that Creator Clash is threatening to sue FroggyFresh for the $15,000 they gave to him for training purposes.
Tyler, FroggyFresh. was given $15,000 for training purposes. And what they did was send him a letter saying, hey, can we have the $15,000 back? The reason they did that was because now that he's no longer fighting because of breach of contract, he had to be replaced. That money that was given to him is just taken out of charity at this point. But the $15,000 thing, again, is not them suing him for $15,000. That's them asking him if they can have the money that they loaned him back for the fight, because that money is being taken out of the charity directly, because that's how it works, right? They have to give money to the other fighter for training purposes. And if that's just $15,000 that they no longer have access to for somebody who's no longer participating in the fight, that is $15,000 wasted that otherwise would be going to one of these charities.
So obviously the accusation that FroggyFresh is trying to take $15K away from charity is a pretty severe one. So FroggyFresh went onto his Twitter to make a response to Alana's claim.
Elena Pierce is misinforming the public, saying that I'm taking money off the table for charity. Okay? The money I used to train was an advance on my purse. It had nothing to do with the charity organizations. All the fighters are receiving a purse to fight. That money was an advance on that purse. It was coming out of my purse. That's it. So I would have a smaller purse on fight night. That's it. Now what I'm willing to do to show you how dedicated I am to charity, I'm willing to donate the rest of my purse to charity, as well as my portion of profits from ticket sales and pay-per-view sales that all the fighters are splitting. I'll donate both of those to charity. That means doing it for absolutely nothing. Nothing. I'll donate the rest of my purse and the profits that my portion of profits fighters are splitting from pay-per-view and ticket sales. Will any other fighter do that? Because I'll do that. And JDN wants to put up 100K. Take the money for charity.
So after Froggy made that video, obviously Keemstar tweeted about it, and an adamant defender of iDubbbz and Aniza, as well as the announcer for Creator Clash, Akinola, responded to Keemstar, confirming what FroggyFresh claimed by sharing the detail that all net profits are going to charity, meaning that only once the revenue from Creator Clash passes the threshold to break even for whatever they paid the creators to fight, as well as any other operational costs, only then any extra money will go to the charities, which is a far different outcome than what was promoted by both iDubbbz and all of the creators involved in the event. Not only are they getting paid an initial amount to fight for iDubbbz event that is for them and not for charities, but they also get a percentage of the pay-per-view money all the way up until that pay-per-view revenue is considered to be breaking even, which is cool. I think they should be paid for their work, but then they would be raising money for charity in addition to getting paid to fight, rather than what they are implying, which is that they are fighting only for charity.
This is so cool and exciting, and it's all for charity, of course. I'm such a big proponent of doing things for charity. It's a big thing that drives my entire online experience.
A fighter got fired for breaching his contract. Would I have fired him? Irrelevant. Would you have kept him? Irrelevant. Are they allowed to fire him? Yes, absolutely. So
this is the most annoying argument I hear for this. It's like, well, they own the event so they can fire him. Like, all right, guys, it's time for an extreme hyperbolic example. All right. Do you think these people would make the argument, hey, it's okay back in the 1950s they didn't let blacks go into the restaurants. They owned the restaurant. Like, just because you own something does not mean that you're then free from criticism for doing something, right? If I own a restaurant, I can't just be like, well, I don't want gay people in my restaurant. You know, I own it. There's not a problem with that. It's like you're discriminating against people. That's the wrong thing that you're doing. Now, obviously, they're not discriminating against Froggy, but they're doing something that people have a problem with without enough explanation for people to understand. So people are criticizing that. Like, I don't understand why these people are just like, well, they own the thing, so it's good, you know?
And yet, another thing about this as well too is you have to remember is that we have all these people who are coming out, who are part of Creator Clash, making statements, kind of speaking for them. When it was just easier if just Anissa or Ian would just say to themselves about like what's happening and responding to things. We have all these people that are going to bat for them without actually including like the bosses. It's like. Or are you their fucking spokesman or some shit like that? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, like, it's really annoying that, like, they're being pretty vague. And to be fair, Froggy, if he has proof that they haven't done that much to reach out to him, he should be posting DMs and stuff to prove that. But I don't know if under his contract, he's, like, worried. I don't know if he's, like, worried about getting sued if he posts shit like that, to be fair on his end. So it's hard to
It's,
say on either side. We gotta kind of go off credibility. And for me, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like iDubbbz is uncredible because it's not like iDubbbz has ever directly lied. But I will say the Sam Hyde documentary thing does put his credibility in more question than FroggyFresh.
And you have to remember, like, in the contract, the golden rule, I don't know about breaking the golden rule. Everyone knows
I
about
love
that.
breaking the golden rule. You
Dude,
ever
the golden rule?
say
the
this right
golden
now?
rule.
If you ever lie about me, I'm posting our DMs faster than you can say.
Dude, the golden rule. That's like the rule that everyone breaks. The golden rule that everyone breaks.
Doesn't this guy on this pause frame? Doesn't he kind of look like with his eyes closed? Oh, Cowboy said I'm denied water, so you drink it, Mike. All right, thank you for the $10. Jesus, let's go. I will drink water, and I'll add a tally. I'll add a tally to the shots thing as well.
Hell yeah, dude. It's called Biker W. Yeah, Harley. This man's arguing with everybody. Seriously, it's so easy to milk this guy just to have him fucking argue in
Dude,
circles.
I think, at first I thought he was having a total breakdown, but I think he was actually just trying to play heel because he realized that all the negative attention was still at least attention. So he was trying to bring as much attention to the event as possible.
It can also be for himself too. You have to remember. I mean, look, Dungeon Man came in here. It was just like, oh, does he still make content? I haven't heard of this guy in years. It's like, well, yeah. It's like, well, now he's back in the news again because he's making so much. He's been arguing constantly about Creator Clash. So now he's back in like the news cycle. He's relevant again too. So it could also be like a cloud thing too. And you have to. I know people are like, oh, cloud. It's like, okay, people aren't above doing shit like this for fucking attention. So it's like,
I feel like
it's not the biggest leap in logic for me to come to that conclusion.
I think it's less for clout and more to get more attention to the event, so that way his charity can make more money. Because Harley seemed very genuine when he was talking about trying to raise money for his specific charity. He seemed like he was particularly invested. So I'll give him benefit of the doubt that it's not for a malicious reason that he played the heel. It was to get more attention on the event, to get more money to his charity. Not trying to be mean, but is Harley in? Okay, all right. Well, let's continue.
You're gonna turn on charities? Yeah, I'm boxing for charity. It's a good cause, and it's going down no matter what.
Oh, you're gonna pirate a charity event? Then I'll see you in hell.
It's not ego. It's not about that. It's about the charity that I'm fundraising for. So.
And all this raw entertainment had one purpose in mind.
It's one of the few things that I've done that's not driven by money.
I love that.
This is for a good cause.
We're here because of some great charities that I know you wanted to talk about.
Okay, look. I'm not the kind of guy to be mean, right?
Oh, I know. Okay.
She's not very attractive, right? I'm just gonna say it outright.
Grow out your hair. Why the fuck did you cut it?
You know who is attractive though? Is Kiwi Sunset. She's very attractive.
And you know what? Kiwi Sunset has long hair.
He does have long hair.
When you look like that.
Also,
do not cut your hair.
She went to Creator Clash this year, and I'm very disappointed that I couldn't go. But also, I probably would have ended up refunding anyway.
Yeah, it was to put on an entertaining thing to raise money for charity.
Creator Clash also donated a lot of their proceeds to charity. I'm not exactly sure how much.
Over $1 million for charity, so.
Badass.
Yes.
All the profits are going to charity.
Okay, I'm out. Stop sipping. Luna, you can't leave me, okay? If you're going to bed, at least leave the stream.
Dude, that's just a Ralph
Is there like a payday in the
Mike's
future?
a
You guys
baddie,
are
so
working
true.
No, not really.
And now we got to do it to help other people?
yeah, you can't do your get the bag fight. Sorry, Phil.
Now, obviously, I expected the fighters to get paid some amount of money to do this, whether it be to cover the cost of training or to cover the cost of whatever revenue they'll lose by doing this instead of making money doing the regular content creation, because obviously training for a boxing event is a huge time commitment, which takes away from time to make content, which is how they normally make their money. So while I was pretty disappointed by the lack of transparency from iDubbbz, if it's just to cover the more practical costs of stuff, I don't really think it's that deceptive or that important to call out. But obviously the title references an amount of money that is a little more than the bare necessity. So how did I come to this number? Well, an MMA/boxing writer, Donna Corby, last year tweeted out that the first Creator Clash.
I'm trying to stay awake. If you gotta go to bed, you gotta go to bed, Luna.
This is an
I
account
appreciate
that
you
is followed
watching.
by iDubbbz,
No,
and the
stay
tweet
and give
talking
him
about the amount of
views.
pay-per-view sales was liked by iDubbbz's opponent in the last Creator
Yeah,
Clash,
just
Dr.
AFK.
Mike. Not 100%
Yeah, just
solid
AFK.
confirmation that his number is accurate, accurate, but pretty damn close. Now, I actually went to the Creator Clash in person last year, and the tickets cost about 55 Canadian dollars for me. Obviously, if you convert that to USD, that would be maybe closer to $40. Also, I'm pretty sure the tickets are more expensive than the pay-per-view. And there's early bird sales that cost a little less, so let's just round it to 30 USD. I think that's a pretty accurate amount for all of the potential variations. So, by doing simple math, we can times 30 by 100,000 and come out with an amount of $3 million. Now, if you were paying attention earlier in the video to when I showed the trailer for Creator Clash, iDub
Mike,
showed
sing
a
us a
tweet where
lullaby?
Creator Clash
Maybe
announced
later.
that they raised
Lullaby.
$1.3 million
later.
for charity. And with the total proceeds of Creator Clash 1 being at least $3 million, that means that the leftover amount that they paid for operational...
You know what? You know what?
No, we want Luna to stay awake so we can get Mike some watch time.
I'll sing for
Put
you.
some
Okay.
dubstep on.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. If we, how much have we made this stream? I'll do the math real quick. Then I'll decide. So we made 10. That's 30, 60, 70. All right. If we reach $100 tonight, so if 30 more dollars gets donated tonight, I will sing a lullaby. Okay. There you go. That's the goal.
costs and the fighters is approximately 1.
Mike, if you wish me happy birthday, I'm running.
On the lower
I'll
side,
sing you
as
happy
we know,
birthday
over
once it hits
100,000
midnight.
pay-per-views were sold. We just don't
That
know
I'll
the
do for
exact
free.
amount, so this is the lowball minimum estimate. Now, obviously, that amount is also going to operational costs, not just the fighters, but I can't imagine those extra operational costs being that much, considering that Creator Clash 1 was held in Yulang Center, which had a capacity of 10K, and a venue like that would probably cost maybe 20K to rent out for the night, potentially more, even if we round it all the way up to 100K in operational costs, and then stack up another 100K for hiring the commentators, or the announcer, or security, or anything else other than the fighters. That still leaves 1.5 million to split amongst the 24 fighters, meaning that each fighter is personally making within the ballpark of $60,000 that is just for them and not going to charity at all, which sounds quite a bit different than the image iDub showed in his latest Creator Clash 2 video, where he tries to brag that his event is better than other influencer boxing events because all of the profit goes to charity, when that's not the case. All of the profit goes to charity and to the fighters who get paid to be in your charity boxing event. I don't know how iDubbbz and the rest of the Creator Clash fighters can be like, hey, we're better than these other events. We're actually doing it for charity. We're doing it for a good cause. We don't care about getting the bag, getting a good payday. It's all just for the kids with cancer. Then at the same time, these creators get paid thousands of dollars to do this event. Again, I don't have an issue with them making money off of doing months of work to put on a great event for us all to watch. That also helps to go to a good cause, with some of the proceeds going to charity. But you can't claim to be better than other events just because the organization you're working for donates some of their money to charity. That's like being a McDonald's employee and bragging that you're better than the Wendy's employee because all of McDonald's cookie sales go to charitable causes. Okay, some of the money that McDonald's makes goes to a good cause, but you're still being paid the same amount as that Wendy's employee. So you're not really better than them. You're still working at McDonald's to get a paycheck, just like the Wendy's employee. And these fighters in Creator Clash are still fighting to get a paycheck, just like how some creators in Misfits Boxing or DAZN would be getting paid. It's just that Creator Clash donates some of their proceeds to charity, and those organizations don't. But at least they're not utilizing charities to push for more sales when a huge portion of the revenue from those sales aren't even going to charity, but rather the pockets of the fighters who have sacrificed so much of their time to entertain us all on April 15th.
Another thing I have to mention, last year we uploaded the entire broadcast to my channel like a week after it aired live. This year we're not doing that, so I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes out on iDubbbz's channel a week after the event. It's just like a bad decision if we want to drive as much traffic as possible to the broadcast itself and to have as much money as possible raised for charity. If you want more ways of supporting Creator Clash and the charities involved, we have merchandise. Before we look at this year's fight card, I want to address all of the fighters from last year who aren't returning. Pretty much all of them wanted to fight again. It seems like they're all keen to do it again, which surprised me.
I don't know why that clip was at the end and just ended abruptly. I didn't really have much. I kind of didn't expect to. I just didn't have much. I apologize for not having much commentary for that video. There's not really much to add. Yeah, Boblax hit it on the money for that one.
So recently, Epic Mealtime. No, crazy. Okay. SunnyV2 and the Mr. Beast Chris drama. Oh my god, this has been some shit that I've seen
mustache.
on Twitter.
iDubbbz his mustache is actually so awful. I wish he would just shave it off, bro.
Who, Boblax or
no
iDubbbz or?
Well,
oh, iDubbbz, bro. Yeah, like both of them actually. They both need to fucking get a little trim, dude. Seriously.
For real.
I don't know what happened to Boblax, bro. He like there's that one picture of him in the woods with like his hand like sticking out. I think he looked good in that picture. You know, he looks nice. But then his hair grew out, and his like the beard grew out. He had like a mop head, you know.
I honestly think Boblox looks best with the short hair and shaved face.
Yeah, his hair looks like a mop head now. He looks like you turn him over and it's like you dip him in the water to clean up messes, dude.
All right, here's the second shot.
Why Chris will soon be a nightmare for Mr. Beast.
All right.
What a title right there. Holy
Now,
shit.
I'm pretty ignorant to all the Chris drama for Mr. Beast, so
I can give you a little bit of a rundown. It's basically,
give me a
hey,
quick rundown.
Chris became well, we have to some little context by the way. So I don't know if you know, but people have been really trying to like fuck with Mr. Beast for like I don't know how long at this point now. But they've been really I think it really got bad when like he made the blind video. People have really been trying to cancel Mr. Beast. And obviously he has his friend Chris who has been who came out publicly recently as that they have been transitioning. And of course, this obviously got another response from people. A bunch of people, obviously, support. Obviously, people who are shitting on him, and people are once again trying to like rope in Mr. Beast in this as well too.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, SunnyV2 will kind of explain how people are trying to rope in Mr. Beast, but yeah.
All right, we'll see how this goes.
I'm hoping he explains it. Like,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think SunnyV2 is gay for Chris. Context: Chris was conservative country boy, then he left his wife and became transgender. That I do know.
This Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for Mr. Beast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefit.
Shit, look at that likes to dislike ratio.
By the way, this is a very nuclear video.
I heard it's unhinged as fuck.
Yeah, I haven't seen the full video yet, but from what I have seen, it's very, very nuclear. Because you have to remember, these guys are friends with. Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, I've heard snippets, and all I can comment on is that this guy's voice is like super annoying. I don't know if he's recently. I don't remember his voice being like this, where he's like, lately it seems to be that if I go like
Mama
this,
Max.
Where he's like super. It's not even Mama Max. It's just he has a weird inflection and vocal fry at the end of his sentences, and I don't remember his other videos being like this. So I mean, we'll see.
So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the Mr. Beast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?"
Alright, real quick, this is like, I think this is a lie, actually. Okay. I'm gonna call out Chris, alright? I've been to the airport quite a few times. They like glance at your passport and then they just let you through. They do not fucking. One, he does not look so different that like that would be a thing. And 2, they don't really like, I don't know. Every time I've gone to customs, they never like are super analyzing the passport picture to where it's like, I don't know. I feel like this is like actually a lie. SunnyV2 is so cringe. Looks the same. They look the same. They just shaved. Bro, I have a picture. My picture of me is from like 6 years ago when I was like 60 pounds lighter. So I'm obviously fatter, and I don't have an issue going through customs. All right,
dude, look at these 2 photos, bro. Cowboy, is that Jaden on the right?
Oh god.
I mean, not quite yet, but yeah, we're getting there.
So much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance? Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better." Yet his
You know what? I'm gonna really quick defend this dude. I don't even think this was like a transphobic thing or anything like that. I think he was literally just being like, you have a baby face because you shaved. I think that might have been what this guy was saying. And then, nah, to be honest, I just started taking my mental health and eat better.
Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better, yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled I strapped a GoPro to a fish, in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother. Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating how did Chris go from this to this, while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage.
It is a bad
In January 2022,
wait, the
Chris
woman
proposed a
turned him
photo
gay?
with his wife.
Dude,
I'm not surprised.
that pussy must have been mid as fuck, though.
Fuck, bro.
Yo, what's up, Wingsky?
We gotta get him.
Hello.
Hey, Wingsky, how's it going, bro? I mean, the alien. You know, we were talking about that yesterday, dude. I don't know, man. The alien ain't looking so bad now. Allegedly, you know.
I'm speeding this guy up.
I mean,
this guy's voice is driving me crazy. I'm gonna dislike it just because of his voice. I don't even care about his take that much.
Yeah.
Wife to his Instagram.
Alright, I'm gonna go see you, Mikey. See ya.
Later, cowboy.
Yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, for a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated, with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-
It's the every set lives. Gender. It's like
informed consent, HRT, save me, or save my and many others' lives.
I should do a song. I should do a song where like every sentence I'm like, I just feel this way. It's just vocal fry at the end of every fucking sentence, and just call this song "Driving You Fucking Crazy." That's what I should fucking do.
Saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first-world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies, which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men, and strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids."
Wait, hold on, I want to see what Chris's response was. What was that?
This is just more dog whistling that someone trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He's so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate. It's taught by people like you. My child will only
like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate. It's taught by people like you.
Yo, what's up?
I'm outie.
All right, have a good night, man. Thanks again.
See ya, dude. See ya.
See ya. Good luck on getting your lullaby, Miss. I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how the night goes. All right, peace.
Okay, Mikey. Good night.
Night.
And Mike.
All right, shout out to my homeboy. I've known this guy. I known that guy since. I've been friends with him since high school, but I've known him since middle school. I think. When was it that I met him? Must have been 7th grade. So I've known him for like 16 years, 15 plus years. I'll AFK in chat. Lol base. Thank you. Good guy.
W.
Good guy.
Hell yeah.
My child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker. Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire.
Wait, that's
in a few years, look back at this thread
rewind
and
that,
remember
rewind
they were
that
never
shit.
your
What was
friends.
Mr. Beast?
Added extra
Come on,
fuel
get real,
of-
bro.
Which received
Get
praise
real.
from MrBeast as well as
Comment
Nolan and Carl.
YouTube W?
Bro.
Okay, hold on, Mr. Beast. All right.
YouTube chill.
I'm
right
gonna
there.
be all right. I'm gonna be honest with my views. I don't think there's anything wrong with trans people. I think if you want to transition because you have gender dysphoria, I 100% support you. I'm not gonna get into my opinions on people without gender dysphoria transitioning. But the point of the matter is that if this guy really feels like the best option to keep his mental health in check is to transition, go ahead. It's your body. I don't care. Do what you want, right? YouTube saying you're glowing, very supportive, very nice. That is a YouTube W, all right? Common. There's nothing common about YouTube getting a W. It's the least common thing known on the fucking internet. Get real, Mr.
YouTube
Beast.
always takes fucking L's, bro. They always do the dumbest shit in the world too. They bow down to fucking.
Can we
the
get
corporate
LTube in
media.
chat? This is fucking LTube that we're on right now.
I think one
bro.
of the biggest L's that YouTube has ever done is just bow down to like fucking journalists and articles.
The
and
biggest
shit like that.
L is that YouTube has not given me channel memberships, so I have to resort to using that fucking website, Patreon. That's what the biggest L is, all right? God, I hate YouTube, bro. But yeah, don't ban me. Thank you. Anyways.
However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward."
How many followers does this guy have? Let's figure it out. M _
Well, he probably has a lot now, but
M.
They got like five something likes on this thing, man.
Yeah, like 5K likes. There's no way he only has 30 followers.
Not anymore.
Yeah, he's got like
Oh,
3,000. There's no way he jumped up 100 times his original size when he said, "I only have 30 followers." There's no way that's what happened.
I mean, he had to have the time because you have to remember he got like, he ended up getting 11,000 likes, dude. Yeah,
14,000 likes.
Yeah, he got followers from the transpose.
I mean, hey, when a tweet hits, bro, a tweet hits.
I'm reporting this guy for being transphobic.
No,
Whoa,
who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life. In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent live stream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes,"
I mean, that's a
Chris
better
wanted to
ratio
be
than this
dressed in quite a
video,
feminine
so
way,
I don't know
and
what
while
the
everybody
problem is.
participated as
True.
usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well.
Polish.
It looks just like you.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it aimed as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen?
Nice
well,
moves on the
maybe.
board.
It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place?
Now this reaching, yeah, like I mean, it was a little bit awkward, but like. It wasn't like I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Also he's like he's he's pointing out from one specific video like if he had examples from multiple videos where this was happening, like okay maybe, but it's like one video, like bro, who cares?
Hold on, I'm trying to type.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's like this is okay. Because like out of all the situations that you have on the fucking like list today, this one right here, I was like, bro, the SunnyV2 video is like a massive fucking stretch.
This guy is
because it's like you have to remember, we're more than halfway through the video, and halfway the video is just explaining. Okay, so this guy Chris, he's transitioned. Okay. So how does this affect Mr. Beast? Because it's a conflict between his old personality and his new personality he has now. It's just like, okay, that's
Yeah,
like
it doesn't mean
that's a
anything.
stretch. It's like a very that's like a fucking
Unless
like a big
Chris
brain,
starts
like,
going
prediction
like,
to
oh,
make, I guess.
conservatives are like spawn of the devil, then
Yeah,
you have room
like
to
going full
criticize.
Jalen.
Yeah, going full Jalen, like just totally like the thing we explained with the iDubbbz, where like, oh, now you've changed, now you can shit on the people that were how you were before. It's like, I mean, if there were examples of Chris shitting on conservatives or shitting on people that were like him before, I feel like we would see it in this video, right?
I believe people have dug up. I mean, you have to remember, like they've been around for quite a while, right? So people have dug up, like, oh, and I'm pretty sure everyone's seen them too. Like, there's clips of out there of Mr. Beast and the crew. You know, they have made like edgy jokes and stuff like that too. So I mean, obviously, if they were to like grandstand or whatever, then yeah, it would kind of be like another iDub situation where it's like, oh, you're trying to like grandstand about edgy jokes or making fun of a certain amount of people, these like certain types of people. But obviously, now it's like, oh, it's a bad thing, whatever the fuck, when it wasn't
All right.
previously. So yeah, I guess in a way, but like again, it's a stretch. But I mean, there's not like an evidence to prove that either, too, because from what I've seen from Mr. Beast, he hasn't like grandstanded about making like edgy jokes. So it's like,
nothing like
so
that.
let's
Nothing like
we have like a couple minutes left. So
yeah, we're just a few minutes left. I just did shot 3 of 4 from what my good friend Jesus donated. Again, shout out to him.
Thanks, Jesus.
Remember, if you guys want to hear me sing a lullaby, I should start having that be like. I feel like I need to start thinking of more ways to incorporate goals. Like, if people know me as a parody guy, then maybe I should have goals for singing. Like, oh, if you donate this much, I'll sing a song for you. If you reach this goal, I'll sing a song to the highest.
Well,
donator.
guys, every year for Christmas, MikeTheBike does do a charity stream where if you can donate, you can get a song.
That's true. I will have to rethink those. But yeah, I mean, I will have different like goals for the charity stream this year. We definitely want to reach 2,500. Depends how much my channel grows. Cause I would like to hit 5K by the end of the year, but I'm struggling to hit 2,100. I've been fluctuating on that shit. I don't know why, but that's how YouTube is sometimes. By the way, shout out to my guitars back. Also, I do want to tell you guys, I am working on a solo project right now. Fair warning, this is going to be a very serious, very personal, very dark project. This is not like anything I've posted on this channel before. It's not even what I intended to do for a solo project when I first did a solo project, but I'm really delving into like my personal mental health issues that I don't really explore ever. So that project, there's no release date or anything like that. I'm working on it whenever I work on it. So that'll probably end up being my first solo project you guys hear on this channel. It will be very personal, very serious. It will not be at all comedic. Don't hurt yourself, Mike. Dark stuff. Hope it doesn't get too stressful. It's not stressful. So for me, I'll explain this very clearly so that way nobody worries. For me, this is like a form of therapy. I'm going into like the more negative parts of my own psyche to try and understand it more and express it in a way that is healthy. So that's gonna be what it is.
Yeah.
And the album will end on a positive note because I want it to be made very clear through this project that even if I have very negative emotions and negative thoughts, that my genuine outlook on life is mostly positive. I do think life is beautiful. I do think I'm pretty blessed overall,
Black and proud, obviously, too,
Power. I do
Oh, okay.
No, but I feel very happy. We're getting an atmospheric blackout metal. It's not gonna be metal at all. It is gonna be very different. It's gonna be very experimental. Because basically the way this came about was because I was having a rough time sleeping the other day. I was having a very bad mental health day. And as I was falling asleep, I thought of this idea for a song. And that happened like 4 nights in a row where I couldn't sleep. But then as I finally started falling asleep, I came up with an idea for a song. So the album title right now is called As I Drift Away. Originally, I was going to have it be a side project not connected to my main channel. But I felt like it wasn't. I felt like it was important to release it on my channel because this is my channel. This is me. MikeTheBike is me, basically. You know. So I wanted to be able to express myself. So it's gonna be pretty experimental for me. It's not gonna be the most experimental thing you've ever heard if you listen to experimental music. There's gonna be some more avant-garde type stuff, very strange stuff. There is like one song that is more normal than the rest, but I've shown it to a few people and they've thought it's pretty interesting. So yeah, that'll be done when it's done. Who's MikeTheBike then? MikeTheBike is someone who I'm going to... I shouldn't say that on stream.
We should nuke
Anyways,
them.
is Mike coping and seething?
In
What's up,
Fortnite.
Yuki?
In Fortnite.
Listen here, Yuki, alright? I love you, right? It doesn't matter how much you try to hate on me, alright? You're a biker. You can't avoid that.
Mr. Beast.
But yeah, just want to let you guys know I am working on some solo material. Because the band is kind of, we're trying to finish our second album. But since that's gonna be kind of our last album before we go on a 2 to 3 year hiatus, I did want to start doing stuff for myself.
Well, you know, if you're having struggles with your mental health, you could always transition. I mean, hey, worked out for Chris, I guess, you know.
Well, none of my struggles have to do with gender dysphoria, so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. MikeTheBike, so true. But yeah, so this solo project will be very personal, very dark, but it's not because I'm in a bad place. It's because I'm simply... Wait, did I get a like on this? It's based. It's not because I'm in a bad place currently. It's just... So the thing is, me as a person, I normally like to keep an optimistic look. I like to be like the clown. I like to be the guy that makes everybody else laugh. I like to make everybody else happy. There's only like a few handful of people that I really talk to about like the more negative aspects of how I feel. So I wanted a way to kind of express those in a positive way, you know. Mike finally into heavy metal. I've always liked heavy metal. I just don't create heavy metal. It's self-reflect. Exactly. I'm like reflecting on the darker parts of like my psyche, you know. And I guess if you just get a full album of that, you might come away thinking that I'm in a bad place. I'm not in a bad place at all, to be honest, you know. I think like everybody else, I have those days where I'm like in a more negative headspace. Everybody has those days where it's just kind of harder. But overall, I'm a pretty happy dude. I'm pretty happy with where I am in life. But I do have my stresses. I do have the things I worry about. And I do have these, you know, doubts, negative emotions and stuff. So that's basically what this project is going to do. It's going to be delving into all that stuff and like really trying to express it. And it's going to be less focused on the lyrics and more focused on the emotion I try to emulate. And I'm really excited for you guys to hear what I come up with, because right now, so far, I'm really happy with what I've been doing. I think it's really pretty interesting for me compared to what I did with Gray Street. So, hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Anyways, I'm sorry for going on a whole tangent. I think I'm drunk. Let's continue.
Yeah, it's at that point of
Perhaps
the
opposite will
stream.
happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like this does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which
What happened?
Wait, he made it. Did you hear that comparison? He was just like, oh, he made a comparison to like movies. Like, yeah, like that tweet right there. Yeah. I don't even think that's like a fair comparison, because we're talking about like real people. Like, there's a difference between when you write a character for a show. I mean, you're making a work of fiction. You're making characters that come from your mind, right? They're not like real people.
Yeah,
that's why when people shit on like characters from stories, it's like, yeah, because the characters can be whatever the artist wants them to be. But for real people, I mean, they can't just be like, oh, Chris, be this way, be that way, because for the sake of, you know, the current agenda. It's just like, that's so that doesn't even make any sense. Like why even like plot? I'm not saying like it's bad to do this, but I'm just saying like what like I don't understand the logic and like
Why
platforming this
why
talking point.
entertain that idea? Because like
This
I know
talking
exactly
point
what
is
you're talking
very
about. Like,
weird.
for example, LeFou in the Beauty and the Beast remake, they made him gay. Now, LeFou wasn't characterized enough to where we could say he wasn't gay in the original, but he wasn't acknowledged as gay. But they made him gay, and obviously the reason for that was for representation. So that way, oh look, there's a gay character in this thing. You can say how cynical or not cynical it was to do that, but that's something they did. That was something they wrote. This Chris dude, or girl, well, he says he doesn't care about pronouns particularly. So this Chris dude, he's just doing what he thinks is best for himself. It's not because of to attract a more woke audience. It's such a dumb comparison to compare real life people to fucking movies and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, this is like a fucking Star Wars like level argument we're here getting into. I don't understand it. I don't know why to even bring this up. This doesn't make any sense.
It's just actually retarded.
Yeah, this and by the way, throughout this entire debate, this is like a massive prediction going on. This is like again reaching. It's like prediction.
Sake of relatability rarely works as intended and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So you're a Keemstar? The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Yeah, that ending is fucking crazy. What the fuck?
Drama.
No, it's just like, okay, so it's like if MrBeast accepts Chris and he's gonna alienate some part of his fans, but if he accepts him, then he'll be like canceled by like the mob. Or I'm sorry, if he doesn't accept him and he's like canceled with the mob.
But that's like implying that there's an issue in the first place, right?
Yeah, it's
not really.
Weird video, dude. It's like again, it's like, and here's the thing too, because I didn't want to bring this up because I kind of talked to I think about this with like Planet or Wingski like yesterday actually too. It was like, okay, I don't really have like a problem with people just like shitting on Chris just in general, whatever, right? Because I don't really think that just because somebody has like a certain trait about them doesn't mean that they should be like immune to people like shitting on them. And the reason why I'm saying this too is because like I saw this one tweet of someone being like, "Wow, Chris went from like a Chad dude to just kind of like an ugly chick," and then I saw a bunch of people like in the commentary community. I saw like Willie like and Tipster the fucking quote tweet and be like, bro, super transphobic," and I was just like, well, I mean, if you're just gonna call somebody ugly or whatever the fuck, and it's like I don't really imagine that being as the most like hateful thing imaginable. I think it's fair to like shit on anybody, but obviously people are taking this to like a really big extreme where it's like we have SunnyV2 where he's trying to rope this into like, okay, how does this affect MrBeast's bottom line? Where it's like, you know, it goes to like this weird like extreme, or it's like, okay, if you want to shit on him for whatever the fuck, it's like, okay, fine, whatever, do your thing. But if you want to be kind of weird, especially if you're like a content creator too, like a big content creator like SunnyV2, it's, you know, I don't really know what like he was thinking making that video. It's like it's again, he's like kind of reaching. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't understand the why do I even do something like that?
All right. Well, that was the SunnyV2 thing. I'm glad we were able to cover that. Now this is the longest thing that we're gonna cover. I don't know if we'll even end up finishing it. I mean, it's 10:30. I did plan to go at least till midnight, and if I had energy, I'd go past that. So we could, I could see us finishing it. I'm obviously gonna put it at 1.25 speed. I would put it faster, but infamously, Destiny is a very fast talker. So I don't think that would be very
two of
smart.
my favorite people, Milo Yiannopoulos and Destiny. I absolutely fucking hate anything.
I will
this
outright
gay
from the
political bullshit.
get-go say, Destiny actually handled himself very well here because Milo immediately starts going for the personal insults, and Destiny did a good job not just going totally nuclear on him and coming out looking the better person on this. So I'll say that outright, but I kind of want to like go at Milo on this one. I've never seen any other Milo debate before. I've never been into like any of that shit. I've never cared about Milo. So this is like my first experience with Milo, and it's pretty interesting. Before we get into it, I'm gonna quickly go get more water and more ice. So I will be right back, you guys, if you don't mind. Entertain me.
Sure. So Mike kind of gave his thoughts on the two parties involved. I'll give you mine. I despise both of these people. I hate Twitch. I hate Twitch politics, especially too. I think Twitch politics has infested the commentary community, and people are so invested in this. It's really annoying. But, however, though, I have heard that Milo Yiannopoulos kind of makes himself look really bad in this. So I guess I'm kind of curious to see what he does, what he does in this debate. You know, I think both these people suck. Not a fan of either one of them, but I guess I will see the firestorm about two, like, it's like the meme, you know, two retards fighting. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, Twitch is very annoying. I agree. Internet AJ making the rise and fall of SunnyV2. Dude, literally,
That would be a good comeback. That would be a good.
Yeah,
comeback
that would be a good
to see.
comeback too. But again, it's like Chad, I don't really know what he was thinking with that video. It's like, again, I don't feel like it's inherently like a bad thing to make fun of somebody. It's for their traits. You know, it's like, you know, people get made fun of for their traits all the time. Being, you know, trans or whatever doesn't make that immune. But, you know, I do find it weird how people are trying to make like, wacky, like, reaching arguments about like, oh, how does this affect his family? How does this affect Mr. Beast's bottom line? It's like, oh, did Chris ever think about how this would affect his friend? It's like, what? It's like, bro, if you're gonna just insult him for being kind of fruity, then just insult him for being fruity. It's like, like, why don't you're just making it weird. You're making it weird. Alex Jones hand over the tinfoil hat. That's kind of how I felt about that too. Or it was just like, you know, again, people are making like weird assumptions about like Chris's family and Chris and Mr. Beast. Bottom line, yeah. Let's see what else we have in here too. The self-reflection arc for MikeTheBike. Oh, okay. So the self-reflection arc. I hope that there's a song in there just titled "Kales" all caps. That would be very interesting.
Hey, look, it's P-Man.
Hey, Plush Man, how's it going, dude?
It's going good. What's up, guys? What's up, guys?
I got back from work to catch the MikeTheBike stream. He was in the middle of talking about the creator class stuff. I would jumped in to obviously talk about that. And now we just covered the Chris transitioning.
Wait, let me see
Mr.
if I
Beast
can
drama.
find a fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
pirating.
Oh, nice. Happy early birthday to you, Jesus.
In Fortnite.
In Fortnite, of course. Piracy in Fortnite is base.
True.
All right, I'm back. I will not have a song about Kales.
No, it's Kales all caps.
I actually have it laid out, the plan laid out, so I can actually explain what each song will kind of cover.
Why the?
You know that one artwork of like you screaming at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still look at that picture every now and then. I'm like, just imagine MikeTheBike just screaming random shit. Like, it's just imagine like a darker, like grittier version of that picture, but like instead of you screaming, it's like you looking down all depressed, and it just says like
getting
Kales.
So, all right, I'll explain real quick what I do have in mind actually. So the first track will be called Rosa, which is Spanish for rose. And what it will basically be, there will be two versions of this song in Neon. The first version will be, it's this song that I recorded with just guitars, bass, and vocals, and then I detuned it lower, so it would have this very particular sound. And the song is meant to, the lyrics are meant to be interpreted in whatever way you want to, but the general emotion I'm going for is just pain. And then the next song would be My Dog Gizmo, which covers my feelings about how it's not something that it's like at the forefront of my mind, but every now and again I think like if I'm at work and I'm not like listening to music or around, I'm not distracting myself in any way, occasionally the thought will be like, man, I hope today's not the day I come home and, you know, Gizmo's passed away, because my previous dog passed away when I was at work. And the thing about Gizmo is he's turning 15 now very soon, very old. He only has one eye. Like, it's realistic that any day could be his last day. So I wrote a song expressing those feelings, basically. Then I have a song called The Mask, and that one's gonna cover my feelings about how I do try to play, you know, the funny guy of the group, the clown in the group. I try to always keep a positive look for everybody else and not really expose how I really feel. Then there's Doubtful, and that song is basically gonna be one of the more strange songs where I cover all the things I'm stressed about. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do spoken word where I explain all the things that constantly cause me stress and worry. I'm going to then chop up those vocals, mix them around, reverse them, slow them down, so it'll be kind of like a puzzle. If people really want to hear what I'm saying in that song, they'll have to like kind of solve it.
Oh, and
Yeah,
yeah, let's go.
they spell out a specific word.
Yeah, they spell out the N-word.
Yeah,
and
Kales.
then,
Oh, yeah.
Then the next song is called Still Broken, and that song, this one's gonna be the one I'm most interested in when it comes to like building it, because I'm gonna get like construction sounds, you know, hammers, drills, all this stuff, kind of like different sounds you would hear when someone's trying to construct something, and I'm gonna have it become a beat, like a beat that you listen to, and that one's gonna have spoken word that's gonna be normal, but it's gonna basically be me talking about trying to build something and failing, and that's gonna be kind of my feelings about my YouTube channel, about my band, about like different things that I've tried to and I feel like I failed at accomplishing. Although, you know, YouTube thing is still going, and I don't think I'm particularly failing. It's just right now I'm, again, you know, with YouTube there's rises and drops where you get that big push and then you kind of gotta ride it for a while.
Off. Plus ratio.
Yeah, fall off plus ratio. Like, for example, the last big push I had was when last big push I had was the flamenco stuff, right? And that gave me a lot of views, and now things have kind of righted, and I'm waiting for my next big, you know, rise. But for the band stuff, it does kind of feel like a failure of a project, even though I'm very happy with the success that we got, even though it wasn't that big. But, you know, that's gonna be kind of me expressing that. Then there's a song called Overthinking that's gonna be an instrumental track, and it's gonna express how I have a tendency to really overthink situations. Then I have another song called Only If, and that song is gonna express that's gonna kind of encapsulate the entire idea of the album, where like on the surface everything seems to be fine, but then deep down I have a lot of things that kind of eat away at me. And then I have a song called Snapping that's just basically about being on the edge of like losing your shit.
That picture of Mike at the bar, you know, the one where he's screaming.
Yeah, the picture of me at the bar. And then there's gonna be a song called Not So Pretty, which is basically, this one's totally experimental. This one doesn't really have anything to do with my psyche. But what I want to do is I want to take Pretty, which is one of the songs I'm most proud of writing for my band, and then I want to kind of grab all the instruments and everything from there, and then I want to just remix it into this really avant-garde, strange soundscape. Kind of like Revolution 9 by the Beatles, if anybody knows what that is. So that's what I'm going to do with that song specifically. And then next is A Rose, which will be the continuation of Rosa. And that one's just going to be kind of the same thing, but instead of dropped down, it'll be slowed down, but it'll still be the same pitch. And then the final song is Still Beautiful. So A Rose is Still Beautiful, which basically encapsulate my idea that, you know, a rose, it has thorns, you can get hurt on it. Just like life, you know, it can cause you pain and it can be rough, but life is still beautiful. And that's basically going to be encapsulating, that's basically going to be the whole album in a nutshell.
Okay.
So there was a song released too that another, we have a creator also releasing a song about hiding their true feelings. It was called "Mask" by Dream.
All right, I'm gonna ban you.
Oh,
I'm
well,
banning you right
okay.
You should. You should.
Why are
I
you
think your
so
music
sad,
reactions can give
kid?
you a bump. I really like the Gorilla's view. Thank you. I appreciate that. By the way,
have you ever? Yeah.
Shut up. I'm trying to talk. Tomorrow around like 11 a.m. EST, I'm going to be reviewing the Now Now by Gorillaz with Planet. So we'll continue.
Have you ever thought about reviewing "Mask" by Dream?
No, I don't.
Because that song is like.
If you want, you can pay for me to do it, buddy.
It's ass, bro.
Bro,
Yes,
if
it
you want
is.
other people to review
This
it,
fight is
fucking-
ass. It's literally battle of mid.
The battle of. You prefer the gay version of Mask? Actually.
Oh my god, yeah, the gay version is awesome.
By the way, Planet,
It's
I didn't
funny.
ask you directly. Are you down to
I
go
just
live
wanna
tomorrow around
talk, yeah.
11 my time, 11 EST if you want to look it up?
Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Well, that was our little interlude. We're about to get into the Destiny versus Milo thing.
Yeah,
you
the
guys are all
Destiny
ready for it.
commentary pipeline. Everyone eventually gets bored of commentary and goes to Destiny.
That is true though.
That's Taps, by the way. That was a little Taps.
Taps is now part of the DGG shit.
I know, it's cringe.
Yeah.
It's awful.
She's a DGGer. Anyways.
How could Taps? Taps was edgy before. Now they're just
Hey
like.
man, it happens, you know.
He can still be edgy. What the fuck do you mean?
I mean, yeah, Destiny can be pretty edgy. Did you see the Destiny's fight with the fucking Muslim community? That was pretty wild. Oh shit, I forgot I had to do another shot.
That's
my bad.
based. I appreciate him a lot more for that.
Gideon and Kavos. Oh my god.
All right.
Gideon? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Gideon Kavos.
It's
bro.
Gideon. You're not saying his
The
name
only reason
right,
I
bro.
didn't cover that was because I find Gideon's form of argumentation so annoying.
Oh yeah. I agree.
All right,
Bro,
so
Alex Wasabi sucks, man.
Fuck that guy.
I'll probably be there. Good, good.
I'll be there.
We've only got 3 albums left from the Gorillaz. Then we will be
Man,
moving on
wait.
to Eminem. All right, so here's the last shot. Thanks again. 07's in chat for Jesus for the donations. Here we go.
Nice.
I got that dogs in me.
I got my 4Ds on my G.
I got a Glock in my Rari.
Let's go.
Cock in my far.
Whoa!
All right, let's get into it. Let's just jump into it. Oh, you know what? You guys mentioned that. I got the 40s on the G.
Oh no! Oh no!
I saw this on Instagram recently.
Oh, Mike's gonna search it up.
Anime.
He's gonna search it up. No! He's gonna search up gay porn.
Rip
Oh
stream.
no, it's not bussin'. It's ballin'. Okay, my bad. I'm drunk. Okay.
Ballin'.
Ballin'.
We ballin'. Oh shit! What the fuck?
I hope you
Bro.
got hit by the fucking car.
Oh, hey, that's
bro.
me.
What the fuck? So
Oh shit,
hot.
this guy's
like it's you.
There's 100 views. Damn. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Yo, I can't believe this got age restricted.
Oh no!
Outrageous,
Please
bro.
stop! No, you're gonna
Wait,
die.
you got age restricted?
Best art. I've
There
ever
we
gotten
go!
from
Holy
Michi.
shit!
Wait,
Best
it's
art I've
age
ever gotten from Michi.
restricted?
It is age restricted.
Oh, Michi
It's-
the sheep.
It's because of the art. She
what.
even did her best. She even told me like I didn't make the tits as big because I didn't want you to get age restricted, and it still got age restricted, bro. But yeah, definitely one of the
Unfortunate.
best. So this is what the stream donos pay for. Shout out to Mishi. She actually did this for free for me, and I was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, you pay for my Patreon." And I was like, "I still feel like I should have to pay you for it, but I appreciate it." But I told her
Dude,
like, if
paying-
you ever want me to do a song for you, I'll do it for free then.
Bro, we
it's
paid.
Brandon. What the fuck? I mean, Brandon the groomer, as Tyron likes to
Bro,
say.
Brandon needs to come back.
Oh yeah.
Brandon the groomer.
Bro, this is like, I love this art so much. Not just because I'm surrounded by hot bitches, but Because like the expression on the face and the hand on the head, like it adds so much to like the story I'm trying to tell through these thumbnails.
And also, you're not white either, too.
That too. She finally made me brown and fat.
Yes, remember that was one of the B criticisms.
Dude, that's proof. Mishi listens to criticism. Shout out to Mishi.
Oh my god.
All right, here we go.
Brick.
Talk about
Yeah,
to
Mike
move
is
our people
bricked
forward,
right now.
rather than having people endlessly fracture and atomize themselves.
Oh my
Question
god.
we're answering today is
It's
should
at,
Christian
okay.
nationalism be the
Hold on. It's at 1.25 speed, but Destiny's like at 2 times speed when you put it at that.
I'm Destiny.
Yeah.
Just fucking going like crazy fast.
dominant governing ideology of America? We will have 10 minutes each of prepared opening statements, and then each of you guys will be able to go through 5 minutes of rebuttals each, and then I will ask 2 questions for each of you, and we'll rotate between you guys. You'll each have 5 minutes to answer the question I've directed towards you, and the other person will have 3 minutes to respond. And then we will have a 30-minute Q&A and crossfire where you guys will have questions from the audience, and you will also then be allowed to sort of go back and forth between the two of you. So you can kind of have fun with it. It'll be a complete free-for-all. So after that, we'll go for 5 minutes each for closings, and you guys are allowed to have prepared openings. And I will give you guys hand signals throughout so that we're all on time and so that everything is running smoothly. So let's get started with the openings. It will be 10 minutes each, and we're going to start with Milo.
Is that indigo? My hair? Yes. We call it blue over here. Okay. I have to give you some credit for having the cojones to show up in Tennessee.
Wait, he's
barely
British?
a month
He is British.
after
Sadly, unfortunately,
bullet-ridden bodies of children have been buried, as a sort of representative for a culture that did it, and offering anything but condolences and sympathy. I think it's disgusting.
This nigga can't even keep his eyes open, bro. His eyes are
what's
like
this
closed.
blood waffling about?
This guy.
Bro.
Jesus.
So he's talking about the
bro.
recent shootings by the trans person, and he's like, "Oh, you like promote that culture."
Okay, I see.
Which I guess the culture of being trans.
I didn't even get what he was saying, honestly, because his speech is like so messed up.
He's like trying to like grandstand on the dead bodies of these poor people that were killed. It's the start of his argument.
First things first, this guy's fucking British, so he obviously just doesn't fucking know about right-wing shit. So like
True.
he sucks immediately. He actually sucks. Fuck him. But yeah.
But
I agree.
Bro, look
I
at his
agree with
fucking.
what you said.
Look at his eyes. What quality do I have this in?
Yeah, it's a draw.
Oh.
Yay!
I think it's shameful. How dare you?
Oh no, wait.
How dare you show up here offering anything but sympathy? Because
Bro, he should have kept sunglasses on. Like his eyes being closed the whole time is such a bad look. Is this Milo? This is Milo. What's up, Teddy? Damn, Teddy, you haven't been here all night. I just.
So sorry, some dead eyes.
Yeah, I think he's just out.
Oh, never mind. Alex won. Let's go.
I should have stand or something.
Fuck
Alex
Ian.
beat iDubbbz?
Yeah.
They lost 2 times in a row. Sounds about
That's
right.
an L.
Well, at
We're
least he
familiar with
got
what
caught
happened in
again.
Tennessee. We're less familiar with the reasons why. But the reason was that at any given time in society, there are about 20% of people who are just nuts. And those people will glom on to whatever the fad is for people who are nuts. So the current nuts is trans. You can see in the social trends when you plot anorexia and bulimia, which was a big thing when I was growing up, against the new nuts.
How dare you? Isn't this guy an ultra provocateur? Yes, he is supposed to be, and he is very. I saw in Destiny's chat. He is indeed cooked. He is fucked up. He's like his expressions. I'm very drunk right now, right? Expressions very over exaggerated, but the difference is his eyes are like.
Why did
super
he show
close.
up to that in that state?
Apparently, he also showed up an hour late, as well.
Why would he do that? If you know he's gonna
Late and gay.
For money, because he got paid to do it.
Oh shit! I did not mean to dislike. There you go. I liked.
He was,
basically about 1 in
he
5
was
people
probably
who are just
fucking
not
a
really
child.
there
Who knows?
and will kind of do whatever. But when you hand those people, those unstable and dangerous people, a victimhood script, when you give them a license to commit violence in the name of their supposed identities, instead of giving them the treatment and the love and the prayers that they need, you turn those people into killers. You turn those people into time bombs. And there used to be something in America that would protect against that. It was Christianity. I think it's shameful that anybody would show up so soon after a tragedy caused by the kind of ideologies
By the way, I saw you showed my... Yes, I made sure... Nick apparently already had saw it, but I made sure Nick did see it. So, you know, now you owe your life to me, Teddy.
Oh, so I like how Plusman
By
just
the
called
way-
this guy a pedo.
Yeah, just call fucking Milo a pedo because probably, I don't know.
True.
Based. By the way,
You know what
Teddy,
he-
Nick said that Teddy's hilarious if he's the same guy that used to be in my chat. Are you the same Teddy that used to be in Nick's chat? Let us know.
You
Probably
support
not.
And do anything but offer sympathy and condolences and celebrate the ideology that has protected us against this sort of thing for so long. It's outside the scope of our evening this evening to prove or disprove the truth of Christianity or Christ or whatever. But I'll make a few points. There is no America without Christ. And the reason for that is that this is an intrinsically and fundamentally Christian nationalist country, by which we mean it's built into the architecture of the nation. There's no getting away from it. You can lie about it. You can pridefully claim that you know we're good people without Christ. You can't. You're just inheriting a system of good and evil from the culture in which you grew up, which accords with the natural law.
What the fuck?
America was founded, as Adams told us, with a constitution that is wholly unsuited to the governance of anyone but a moral and
I used to be in a lot of
Boy.
commentary chats. Nick was one of them, but I'm not sure if he... Nick said he does remember a lot of people that used to be in his early chats, so maybe it was you. I don't know. I don't recognize the name Teddy, but you know what? I'm glad Teddy is now a biker. I mean, you've donated $75, so I feel like that's enough money to be considered a biker.
and religious people.
God,
and when he
this-
said
this
religious,
guy
he
should
meant
just
Christian. Although he
automatically
himself
just
was
end his life.
wandered through various different kinds of heresy. What Adam said was that this country is
Probably will if he keeps
that
this up.
its founding documents, that its founding architecture, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, were wholly and fundamentally unsuited to the governance of anything but a moral and religious people. Do you think that America is comprised of a moral and religious people today?
This guy
Obviously it is
cannot
not.
open his eyes.
And
It's like
what he meant specifically was
the
Christianity,
hardest
because
part of this
the way that
debate.
America is set up outsources morality to Christianity. And without it, it doesn't work.
Oh, hold on, I got a notification. Yo, Ivana Santini, thank you for the subscribing. The MikeTheBike channel. Thank you for becoming
Let's
a
go.
biker. No, the bikers, we're gonna grow, all right? We're
Also,
gonna
nice
grow
pause
like,
right there. That, his face.
An
Oh my
inappropriate
God.
comment. I'm not gonna say. Oh my
Look at-
god,
look at-
dude, he's
yeah.
possessed. He's possessed.
He's been possessed.
I don't think we should let the British, speak on American issues because
Because jury trials
one,
don't work
one out
when
of
people
10,
vote with
they
race.
fucking suck.
Hi, hello, Ivana Santini.
Hello,
instead
Ivana.
of conscience and truth. Society doesn't work when people don't obey contracts, don't obey their word, when they're oath breakers. The architecture of America rests fundamentally on a bedrock of Christianity, without which the entire thing falls apart. And that's exactly what's happening. And you don't have to take my word for it. You don't even have to take Adams's word for it, but one of
God's
your own
glasses.
Supreme Court justices, somebody who was famously
All right,
left-wing.
full transparency.
Honor.
I
Your
only
Honor.
saw clips of this, but I've heard the entire debate because I listened to it at work. I didn't watch most of it. What the fuck are those granny ass glasses? Those are like grandma ass glasses, dog. What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Rainquist, I think it was. Can't bother to look it up, but he
Oh
said
my
that
god,
everything in
someone in
America
his chat said
presupposes
that too.
the legal system, the
Anal
social
bead
system, the
glasses
government, everything in
wall?
America
Granny
presupposes the existence of the
grandma
Judeo-Christian God. Without that, it all comes tumbling down. And without that, it is coming tumbling down. And without that, we're not able to give people who have terrible sicknesses and weaknesses and defects the help that they need. Instead, we hand them victimhood scripts and they shoot up schools, they shoot up
that's
churches,
fucking
whether they are
stupid.
young white guys on antidepressants.
Not to get racial, but most school shooters are white, and right, that's just a fact. All right. So I don't think most school shooters are trans. I'm pretty sure. That's
Yeah,
not the
like
case.
Or
like
female.
most fucking school shooters are like all cis.
Or whether they're transgender
So, like,
people who
this
are
guy
told
has
that
no
it's
idea
white
what the
Christians are
fuck he's
responsible
talking
for
about.
all of their miseries. It is Christianity that keeps us nice to each other, that keeps us
Has
being
Destiny?
good to
No,
one
no.
another.
Of course, Destiny has not.
And if you toss it out, as happened in 1776, you have a really big problem on your hands, because and I'm going to say something very radical and difficult to say in Tennessee of all places, there are freedoms afforded to Americans that are too radical and too great and too daring without the insulation of Christianity. The First and Second Amendments don't work unless everyone's Christian. They don't work, and they're not working. They're not functioning. You can't give crazy atheists guns. You can't let shameless liars say whatever they want about other people in public without consequence. There's a sort of unwritten rule that sits behind everything in America, and it is that these are all the things you get to do because we know that you can handle it. We know that you can be trusted with this because you love God, because you respect life, because you won't take other people's lives, because you'll keep your word. Without that, the First and Second Amendments become a sort of license to abuse one another or to kill one another. They become a license to lie. They become a license to murder.
So no, right there, he has now said that there is an issue with the First and Second Amendment without God. So he's now making an argument that we need to limit the first and most important, in my opinion, amendment, freedom of speech, and the Second Amendment, obviously second most important to me, the right to bear arms. He is now saying there needs to be a limit on that because if you're not Christian, you shouldn't have the right to freedom of speech and you shouldn't have the right to guns.
That's so fucking retarded.
Whatever.
That breaks the purpose of the First Amendment. Literally.
Yeah, literally. Also, later on, I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. He's gonna argue for monarchy, saying that a monarchy is preferable. He's also gonna argue that the Spanish Inquisition was not that bad.
I mean, that's so true.
So based, so true.
Dude, what a go, bro.
What a guy.
Because there is such a thing. And without
what a guy to represent right-wing America.
Moral architecture, this country doesn't work. And it's not working. Since this country has fallen away from God, the Christian God, this country has begun to fall apart.
So true.
And that's why all of this
Talk
terrible
to us, gay
shit is
Christian
happening.
king.
That's why all the awful stuff on TV is going on. It's why you can no longer trust people to keep their words if you don't know them. It's why everybody keeps voting with their skin color or their sexuality or gender or whatever bollocks it is today. Because they're not unified under Christ, because they're not one under Christ, because they're not brothers and sisters.
Because they're not white.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if you agree with the literal truth of Christianity or not. The founders did, and they made a country for people who did. And if you don't agree with that, or you don't like God, or you don't see why too much freedom is leading us all to hate and kill each other, and you don't appreciate that we should not only restore Christianity in culture,
so many
but
mouth
require it in
sounds
public life.
coming out of him. I can't stand it, dog. Who are the co-hosts? I feel like we're gonna... Right now, my the people in call with me right now are Plush Man, also known as Fuda Man, because he likes Fuda women.
Fuck off.
And
Fuda.
Wingsky, and my good friend Exotic.
Hello.
Weren't the founders like agnostic? I think they were probably. I mean, it was the 1700s. They were probably religious. How religious they were?
Not Christian, so.
I think
like
they were Protestant, maybe.
Yeah, Protestant.
But the thing is, they separated religion from state. Was the important thing. That's always been part of our Constitution. Is the separation from religion from state.
From the church.
Yeah, state from the church. Whatever. Like, I don't know the exact phrasing, but you all know what I'm talking about. Uncensored America, funny considering this guy is arguing for limits on the First Amendment. Actually.
Yeah, it's so gay, dude. Oh, you should honestly just never speak about issues ever again.
You should go somewhere else, where there's a moral architecture built into the law. But here, it doesn't work without God.
True.
And when you don't have him, when instead people replace prayer and the rituals of the church with antidepressants, with compound interest, with games and drink and drug.
In America they did, but is it the same in Europe? I don't know what the fuck they do in Europe because America's the only country that matters in the world, obviously, but
So true.
this guy is arguing for American politics, so that's what we got to argue from. So I don't know what it's like in Europe. I don't know what it's like in the UK, but this guy is trying to debate American politics because, I mean, this guy's like a total grifter. So,
kind of thing he does with his wife.
You're
You know,
such a
offering her around
grifting.
town like she's common property.
Do a better job.
Destiny is laughing.
America doesn't work when we behave that way because we'll all just end up.
I mean,
murdering
I'd
each
be
other.
laughing too.
That's all.
Destiny, you have 10
This guy
minutes.
speaks crazy.
This is terrible.
It's not every day I'm the progressive. Oh, what? Yeah? Oh, nice. Okay. I'm not used to arguing for more freedoms against conservatives on stage, but I guess that's where we're at right now with the conservative movement, or whatever part of the conservative movement this is. Today, we've got viewers gathered from all across the world tuning in to a debate between me and Milo, where Milo is going to argue that we should turn the USA into an isolated, authoritarian, zealously religious country. I think that technology is Pandora's box that has changed this country and this world forever, and I don't think we're ever going back to the days of public squares and mail service by horse. Cultural exchange is happening, whether you like it or not, quite literally at the speed of light. Even right now, potentially hundreds of thousands or even millions of people around the world are listening to me and Milo have this debate. The only way to stop this type of cultural exchange is through the militant authoritarianism that Milo is talking about on this stage. That might be through his being against the First Amendment, that might be against his taking away of the Second Amendment, and that might be through the institution of a state religion. This means the destruction of our freedom of speech, our ability to produce media, satire, and comedy, and our ability to communicate openly on the social media platforms we've all unfortunately grown addicted to. After Milo gets his way and abolishes the First Amendment, is he going to be the one deciding who we can or cannot make fun of on Twitter? Is the world really going to return to how it was before birth control, before women had the right to work, before gay people were allowed to get married, before we were allowed the ability to freely worship whatever God we wanted, or abstain from worship altogether? I reckon that we cannot close Pandora's box. Christian nationalism, as it stands today, isn't even a coherent ideology. Its proponents will argue whether there's an ethnic component, whether one needs to be Catholic or not, and whether one needs to even be a Christian or a supporter at all in order to idolize somebody for a Christian nationalist ideology. How many more porn stars does Donald Trump need to work his way through behind his wife's back before Christian nationalists stop worshiping him as their savior? As small as Christian nationalism is as a movement, even with it being as small as it is, there is still endless infighting. Anyone who's taken a gander recently at Milo, Ali Alexander, or Fuentes' Telegram account can attest to that. And now, with an already fractured and fighting minority movement, some want to put even more restrictions, such as race, lineage, sexuality, LGBT status, or geography on who ought to be allowed to join their movement. The glory days of Christianity are largely over. While the number of worshipers have ebbed and flowed through time, it's impossible for us to return to where we came from. In 1999, almost 70% of Americans were part of a church, synagogue, or mosque. And just 20 years later, in 2020, according to Pew Research, that number has fallen to just 47%, a minority of the population for the first time in U.S. history. We need to be realistic about the coming years. We need to help our young men and women find purpose in the world and stop pretending like some Christian nationalism is the answer. We need to find ways to get our young people engaged with their friends, family, and their communities in ways that synergize with the technological explosion the entire world has experienced. If Christian nationalists want to continue to practice Christianity in America, then I say we let them. However, we should never allow them to take away our right not to do the same.
He is speaking facts, though.
Bro, how did
We will now
he just
have
fucking
5 minutes of
destroyed him? What the
rebuttals from each of
fuck?
you guys. So start with
Damn.
Milo. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you. If the movement, such as it is, I didn't realize there was one, but if Christian nationalism is not yet adequately defined, it's because nobody used it before 2 years ago, which it seems to me to be perfectly reasonable. Trump is not a religious leader in any sense, and you're making a classic mistake of people who don't understand religion, don't understand God, and don't understand their own country when you say, hold Trump up as a kind of moral example. Render unto Caesar. We don't expect that our presidents should be like Jesus because they're not here to do Jesus' job. So, no. It's interesting you talk about women's rights.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Christianity is the...
Women's rights.
Sorry, I mean, you know, I just don't know how hard to go in, really. I mean, you know, you're talking about the religion that gave women consent in marriage. You're talking about the religion that gave women the right to say no, that elevated them from chattel into human beings. You want to return women to chattel. You want women to be like your wife, passed around town. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to take moral lectures on the rights of women from somebody who treats them.
Real quick.
Oh, yeah, that was a fucking... Yeah,
You have it at
punch
1
right there.
point. You have it at 1.25 speed. I have it at 1.25 speed, right? Saw how he paused there because he expected a reaction from the audience from that comment. He expected a laugh. Nothing. The problem is that it depends.
This is like a debate.
This is
not
like a
an internet
debate. This is not internet blood sports, all right? You're not gonna have the chat being like, "Oh, base, he just shat on his wife." You're in an actual thing that people are coming to see, and you're shitting on his wife out of literally nowhere when he hasn't said anything particularly like personal to you, but you're bringing his wife into it, and he will.
Well,
bring
it's like
his...
the second time he did this too, because the first time before he even started, he was like, "Oh, what color's your hair? Like, is it indigo?"
Yeah,
He's trying
he
to, like,
did that,
you know.
but I feel like that was more playful. This feels more vindictive.
Yeah, because he's a vindictive bitch.
This bro, is he fucking gay?
Yeah. Supposedly their wife in what ought to be a holy sacrament as a communal sex toy. Give me a break. Give me a break. I'm not going to take moral lectures from somebody who, for all intents and purposes, may as well have a fleshlight instead of a wife, who demeans and besmirches her honor.
Yeah, this isn't okay.
Who speaks about a woman who should be treated with the reverence and respect and love that we treat our own mothers with, like she was something you could buy, like she's something that just to get off with.
Bro,
Passed around to other men while you
watch. With that.
Flicking yourself off.
This is like devolving
women's
into just
bloody
personal,
rights.
attacks.
Yeah.
As for
Well,
gay
it's
rights,
because he's
no
like
thanks.
messed up in this. His mind is like completely fucked up. So he has nothing to say. So
It's a couple of things. So he's like totally fucked up on whatever drugs. Some people are saying coke. I've seen people like, you know, I know the meme is that I've done coke. I've done bumps, but I've never been like on coke.
I did coke
right?
just as we were saying this.
But
Okay.
I've seen people like fucked up on coke. He's on something else. He's on something crazy.
Oh.
1. 2, he's grifting hard. He's a hard grifter. So he's going for like whatever the easiest thing is to go for.
Mm-hmm.
But we should take morals from the dude who said older men and boys should hook up. That will come up. Don't worry. That will come up.
I didn't want them when I was having sex with men, and I don't want them now. Catholicism and Islam are growing, in case you aren't familiar with the world outside these borders. And the reason for that is that everybody sees what a bloody mess we're all in, thanks to globalization, thanks to the information economy, thanks to the kinds of changes that he says are inexorable, because, like a lot of undereducated people, he doesn't have much of a grasp of the world before he was born. I think if you were to glance a little further back, whether it were to ancient Greece, or Rome, or the Holy Roman Empire, you would see plenty of examples in history, or even, dare I say it, the Weimar Republic. A little bit closer to our own era, in which an era of rampant sexual degeneracy was indeed replaced by some quite stern social rules.
He stole pills from his granny's medicine cabinet.
History is replete with examples of what happens when the public gets sick of people like you, fucking everything up, breaking everything apart, and destroying all the things that make society precious, that make relationships work. In fact, if you are to look back in history as far as Greece and Rome, you might say that history is really the story of how people like you, given undue influence and larger platforms than they deserve, continually express views that are so far outside of the mainstream and so out of step with what ordinary people think that you have to be regularly slaughtered, and new governments have to be installed, and coups have to be engaged in, just to keep people like you in line, because otherwise we'd all be dead. So I'm sorry, but I'm certainly not going to take any kind of moral lectures from you on anything. But I've given you a few examples of why everything you just said is complete and absolute nonsense. But let me tell you, if your memory stretches back, and as you're at university, you're an educated person, it should be further than 1980, yeah, you absolutely can put it back in the box. And we must, and we should, because otherwise America is done.
All right, Destiny, you have 5 minutes for your
Glasses are coming off now.
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to respond to. I think it's a little funny that apparently I'm so far outside of what people regularly think, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure I'm giving you a bigger audience than you've had the past several years post your cancellation.
Damn.
But I see that this is what the dying throes, I guess, of an internet provocateur, as he self-described himself back when you were writing on the alt-right, and when you were writing on Trump. Now, I guess you're not writing on guys anymore, because apparently you prayed away the gay. So whatever you're doing now. But I won't get into all that. I will I'll take the high road, despite the fact that you're one of the most obsessed with my wife's vagina gay guys I've ever seen in my entire life, which is very weird, but very strange. I'll kind of reiterate what I said before, I guess. I don't know how long we're going to do this, but yeah, I think that Christian nationalism is largely a joke. I guess you can kind of see that the figures that are proponents of Christian nationalism, like Christian nationalism, are largely jokes. They don't really have any serious positions. They just sit up here trying to provoke. They really have nothing to offer the public, nothing to offer the public discourse, nothing to offer the people that are, I guess, trying to join and leave these movements, because obviously, as we can see online, they are ever fracturing and ever infighting more and more every single day. Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to the questions right now. The person who I will direct the question towards has 5 minutes to respond, and then the opponent has
All right, I'm gonna pause here because I gotta go to the restroom.
I also have to go now too, actually too. But I did want to stay to at least hear like the first part of what they had to say. Holy
I'll
shit!
let you guys
Milo
talk about it.
Yiannopoulos
I'll be right back.
Okay, bro, Milo Yiannopoulos is just completely fucking out of it, dude. Like he's not. He's like so gone to the point where like his brain is just thinking of like random shit to say on the spot. Like he does not have. He didn't come to this like prepared like at all.
You overdose in testosterone.
Not fucking estrogen because he's not a big fan of that. But anyway.
Well, I mean, estrogen. That was by default. So.
Careful. Plush
My
man.
favorite trans.
What about Christopher Mr. Beast, dude?
Where's the school?
Plush man.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, Plush man?
I'm doing good. I'm just like, I don't know.
New stream. I saw that you did a new stream with Tyrone too.
Yeah, with Squatch and Tyrone, Manic and Mechanic, and like all these other people.
This obviously I will not be around tomorrow for KTS. However, next week, not for the weekend, but during the weekdays, I will be available. So.
Okay.
Let's go! So excited, dude. But yeah, no, I did want to at least stay to see this because I did hear, we're 20 minutes in from looking at the stream. Yeah, so that's pretty bad for Milo. He's not looking pretty good too. I mean, this is like one of the things about because I remember seeing Milo initially too during like the whole like Trump era as well too, and yeah, he was like a very big figure during that era too. He was heavily in favor for conservative views. He was like a gay man. He was a conservative, but now obviously he's like kind of I guess some reformed gay. I guess I don't know what how he really describes that, but yeah. I don't know. He's fallen off hard though, and you can definitely see it in the way he presents himself in this debate too. Comes in this debate against Destiny, not like an internet debate. It's like a real actual debate, and he comes in completely like fucked up out of his mind, and he has no idea what to say. Life is Strange 2 has Vosh in it. Oh, hope it has no horses in there too. But let's see.
I think it does. I don't know.
Oof. Keep them far away. Destiny killed me with the praying the gay away. Actually though. I want to acknowledge this again. I like how Plushman just called Milo a pedophile.
Yeah, because he probably is. All Roy Wieners are pedophiles by default.
He's saying he's fucking a kid.
I'm back,
and no one responded to it.
Yep. Because I think it's normal for white wieners to have
white wieners.
To wean the wieners, dude. Children.
Dude, Gamergate is real, dude.
Like
satire is dead. Parody is dead.
Comedy is dead.
Comedy is dead, dude. Okay, but it was nice talking with you guys, but I do have to go. Yes, it is all rape now.
Thanks for joining, Exotic.
Yeah, awesome stream. I love talking about the topics this time around too. And obviously, this just reacting to all the fucking insane. Milo's just insane mannerisms.
Yeah, like I'm glad you were here for this because I know you don't like Destiny at all, but I feel like with this, I feel like even people who don't like Destiny, they would agree. Like even Milo is just totally unhinged.
Yeah, he's insane. He's insane.
You should honestly just like.
But yeah, have a great night, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
bye.
Bye.
Chat right there. All right, let me just.
I think we'll hop right back into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Chat up.
Oh my
god.
This...
Hope you guys are all enjoying the stream. Make sure if you haven't liked it, you like it. And again, tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST, we will be reviewing the Now by Gorillaz. So that's
okay.
There will be after that. There will be 2 albums left. and we'll move on to, I think, either Eminem or Primus. One of those two bands will be who I cover next. Also,
Slim Shady.
extra additional information, there will be a new parody out by the end of this month. My next big parody that I'm using to promote the big project I'm working on, the parody album that I'm making. So that'll be out at the end of this month. And I think that's everything. Oh, and the Patreon will probably launch along with that. So a lot to look forward to. If you want to support me, there's many ways to support me coming up. And I appreciate everyone who does support me. Obviously, I understand anyone that doesn't have the means to support me. You're just a viewer. As long as you watch my shit, you like it, you comment on my shit, all that helps with the algorithm. All that feeds the algorithm. It all works out, you know. And I hope that I am able to entertain you guys. As long as I'm being entertained to you guys, that's where I get the most enjoyment on my end. I've always been someone that likes making people laugh. I like making people happy. I like to entertain. And that's all I want.
I think you also like to make me angry. No, I'm kidding.
Why? By telling the truth about how you like P, Mr. P Man?
I think you're just
By the way, that cat gif, the flower one, I really like that one.
Oh yeah.
Mike, why am I the only one finding the "how dare you" funny? Am I alone? That one, it is funny that he tries to use these dead children. Like, isn't the right supposed to be the political party of facts, not emotions? Like, it's like facts don't care about your feelings, and yet he starts off with the most emotional angle you could possibly go. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Also, we're gonna sing "Happy Birthday" to Cheesy Thick once it hits midnight. Not the traditional "Happy Birthday" song. The "Happy Birthday" song I like to sing. You will all find out soon.
Okay.
And anyways, let's continue.
3 minutes to respond to that. And the first question is for Milo. As we know, Christianity has a lot of denominations, and even amongst your faith, Catholicism, there are lots of conflicting interpretations of the Bible and other differing opinions. How would you, in your Christian national society, coexist with non-Catholics?
You don't have to. I mean, my patron saint, Louis IX, the only canonized king of France, says that he knows what's coming already.
Pedophile.
Pedophile. There must be Elijah. I've been warned about you. Said that it wasn't really proper to debate these kinds of things, and it's better to run somebody through with a sword than to hear them besmirch the faith or whatnot. But
that is true, Teddy. They will genocide them eventually.
if you think that coexistence with Christians is such an onerous and dreadful burden, perhaps you might like to tell the Jews, who seem to quite like it. In fact, Jews and Christians, it seems to me, do best in the sort of situation that you have in the West, with a Christian governing majority and a Jewish minority, so that we don't all get too super serious and up ourselves. And we have some good new interpretations of Mendelssohn now and again. There aren't any conflicting interpretations of the Bible in Catholicism. There is only church teaching, and church teaching is eternal, unless some pope comes along and decides that even Francis hasn't done that he's going to rip it all up. Coexisting with Christians is the easiest thing to do in the world. And I can't remember who gave this example.
Yeah, it is. Just don't engage
If you heard
them.
footsteps, this is not my analogy, but if you heard footsteps coming up behind you in a dark alley at night, would you feel safer if you knew that it was Dylan Mulvaney or any church-going Christian?
What?
It's just dude, same.
All right, I want to point out what you probably all realize. He didn't even answer the fucking question. The question was, if you have a society that's supposed to be Christian-run, but there's all these denominations of Christians, you have your Protestants, your Orthodox, your Catholics. I'm sure there's a million others that I can't even think of right now. The Westboro Baptist Church, I guess you could point at. You have all these different denominations of what is a Christian, what is a Catholic, what are these things. How do you get them to all agree under one ruling, right? And the fact of the matter is, the reason why America, which in my opinion is the greatest country, the reason why it works when it comes to religion is because all of these are allowed. You don't have to fight for which one is the right one. They're all okay. You can worship whichever one you want. Right? I'm pretty sure on my family, my mom and dad divorced when I was like 2, I think. On my dad's side, I always get it mixed up. On one side they were Catholic, on the other side they were Christian, right? So that's why I always get confused. I'm like, I don't know which one I was raised, to be honest. For me, I'm mostly agnostic. I do believe there probably is an afterlife, and I do believe there probably is a God. I just don't believe in the Bible itself because, in my opinion, the Bible was written by man, and man is flawed. However, there's a lot of great lessons to take from the Bible. The commandments are pretty great rules to run by in general, right? That's like where I stand on everything, right? It's like the question asked to this guy was like, how do you get that all working together? And this guy's like, well, it's not hard to live with Christians. Just ask the Jews. Like, that's not the question, you fucking retard. It's like, this guy is like, didn't even know what the question was.
All right,
It's like-
for Destiny, you have 3 minutes now to respond to that.
I'm sorry, can you read the prompt again?
Yeah, sure. As we know, Christianity has a lot of denominations. Even amongst
He
your
did that on
faith,
purpose.
Catholicism, Milo's faith,
Yeah,
there are lots
he
of
did.
conflicting interpretations of the Bible. How would your Christian national society coexist with non-Catholics?
Well, I mean, the society that I advocate for is the one that exists today where people are allowed to worship whatever religion they want. I think that right now, America is superior to a Christian nationalist version of it because if 2 different people decide they want to worship 2 different versions of Christianity, they have the right to do that. Obviously, in Milo's world, I guess the non-Catholics even, I think, would get killed. I don't know how many, where the killing starts and stops for his version of Christian nationalism, or ethnically, I don't know where that starts or stops. I heard the run through the sword thing. Maybe you forgot what you said. I'm not sure what you were doing in the bathroom while we were waiting for you for 20 minutes here, but maybe it's affecting your memory a little bit. But yeah, I think in the United States, I think one of the reasons why the United States works as well as it does is because we've allowed so many different people to come here, worship in the way that we want, or worship in the way that they want, and we should continue to allow them to do so.
40 minutes is a terribly long time to do a line of coke. I was late.
Projection?
Projection. At its
I was
finest.
late for the ordinary reasons that people are late. I was at the hairdresser.
Yeah, doing
All right,
cocaine.
Destiny.
I have the personality I have. Sort of stuck with it now.
Now your question, Destiny. You have 5 minutes to respond to this, and then Milo will have 3 minutes to respond to that. Some would argue that a society without religion at its core would devolve into a nihilistic society, deprived of any meaning or purpose. How would you prevent, in your society, non-Christian nationalist governing society, from devolving into a nihilistic, meaningless society?
I think that you have to have something greater than yourself to live for, and I think religion is like a really easy package to give somebody that kind of solves for a lot of those problems. It gives you a nice guide for how to view the world, it gives you a nice guide for how to view your family, it gives you a nice guide for how to live an ethical life, and through that package, people feel like they have something greater than themselves to live for. I don't think it's impossible to have that thing without religion, but I think right now we're very politically fractured as a country, and it makes it really difficult for us to have those things. So for instance, there are certain topics that are hotly contested that I don't think should be. So for instance, all of us should be able to say we're proud to be Americans. That includes progressives, that includes BLM people, that includes people on the left, that includes anybody that might, however far left you go, you should be able to say that. That shouldn't be ground that we cede to people on the right. I think it's kind of a shame that if you see an American flag on somebody's car today, you basically know that they're a conservative because nobody on the left would put that on their car. I think that's an insane proposition. So I think that when we've gotten to this point to where we're so politically divided that people can't even feel proud of their country anymore, if you also take away religion from those people too, then they're kind of aimlessly, I guess, wandering from Twitter to Facebook to YouTube to whatever, just endlessly shitting on each other with no common united purpose. So I think that one of the things we need to work on more than anything else is kind of healing some of the political fracture that exists in this country. I think it's good that we argue with each other, but it's not good that we are relentlessly banning people from every platform so that we're all kind of like gathering in different areas and we're not even able to have conversations with each other in the same reality anymore.
Just look at the societies that Christians build. I mean, earlier he says, you get rid of the First Amendment, and there goes satire. Again, apparently a memory that doesn't stretch back before 1980. Because I think most of the best satirists were Christian Europeans, weren't they? And before that, they were pagans. And, we live in a very Hellenistic kind of inheritance, and it was just complete and total bollocks. And you've been doing a lot of complete and total bollocks, assigning positions to me that I don't hold, and saying, he wants to murder everyone, he wants to kill all the blacks.
What the fuck?
No.
What was he saying?
Look at the societies that Christians build. Look at the things they build. In Catholic theology, there's a thing called the transcendentals, and it's supposedly the things that all souls have in common, that all people yearn for, and which brings us closer to an understanding of God. Now, opinions differ on how many of these things there are, but the core three that everyone agrees on is beauty, truth, and goodness. And it seems to me that if you look at the frescoes in Italy, or you listen to German composers, or look at Dutch painting, that we in Western Christian Europe have done a pretty good job of embracing
take it back
beauty,
to
truth,
Milo.
and goodness,
Guy
and
has some
also
good ideas.
self-sacrifice
Okay,
and sacrifice for love, which is the central image of Christianity.
I'll give Milo some
forever.
credit. His body language shows that he's pretty fucked up, but his speaking is pretty coherent considering how fucked up he looks. Like, he's not just babbling like a baby. He's just saying the most standard Christian nationalist talking points.
The philosopher, who was not a Christian, did not like Christians at all, said that, you can sort of tell what a culture is all about from its religion's kind of central symbol. Ours is Christ on the cross, dying for someone you love. It's Tristan and Isolde. It's all the things that we think are most noble. It's sending people to war to die for their country. All of those values, all those things we love, rest on the image of Christ on the cross. We are good only because we have learned goodness from Christianity. And we can insist in a prideful way that, oh, no, I'm good because I made myself good, because I got there through reason. All right, mate. Just look at the societies that Christians built, and you tell me where you want to live. Is it Abu Dhabi? Is it the Congo? Is it
the Congo?
No. Is it Western Europe? Maybe 50 years ago. I know where I'd rather be.
All right, last question for Milo. And you have 5 minutes to respond to this, and Destiny will have 3 minutes to respond to that. Some would argue that societies governed under one faith can devolve into tyranny. How would you prevent a second Inquisition or a Soviet-style dictatorship with them forcing people to proclaim their allegiance to the state and faith?
Well, the Soviets are crap because they failed. I mean, they failed to do what America has accomplished, which is have people thank you for their enslavement and ask for more chains. The Soviet Union never really achieved that, but America has, with prescription drugs and all the other things that people are addicted to. I mean, everybody in this room is dependent on a cocktail, a little package, a little consumer package of things that get them through, whether it's their credit cards or gaming or whatever, passing your wife around. These are the things that get you through life.
Look, bro, like, why was that, like, that's how you could tell he's, like, trying to get, like, as many brownie points as possible. Just randomly bringing up his wife again for, like, literally out of absolutely nowhere.
Consumer package of things that get them through, whether it's their credit cards or gaming or whatever, passing your wife around.
God, I want
these
to
are the
call
things that get you through
F-word.
life.
It's so fucking bad.
I'm not terribly concerned about preventing another Inquisition. I think it'd be quite a good idea. Got pretty bad.
Up there. Okay, so I told you guys he was going to defend the Inquisition. We're here. We're finally here.
I'm not terribly concerned about preventing another Inquisition. I think it'd be quite a good idea. Got pretty bad rap, just like the Crusades does. I mean, you won't hear this from dishonest people who throw accusations at, without really listening to the arguments of their opponents and who aren't educated prior to 1980. But the Crusades were a defensive war. The Inquisition wasn't all that it's been said to be. I don't have an enormous problem with us wandering around and making sure people aren't murdering each other in the womb and making, sitting back and making money off the poor, landlords in Brooklyn. I don't have a terrible problem with that. I don't think that protecting against tyranny is the thing that America should be most concerned with at the moment. I think an urgent, strict, and perhaps stern realignment to a much more conventional morality would make everybody happier. And I don't think that anyone in this room can honestly say that America is better now than it was when most people were going to church or at least God-fearing.
Yeah, motherfucker was like
and you don't
a
have
step
to be a
away
Christian
from
to
defending
participate
that
in a Christian
shit.
society. Christians are the best of all at letting people in, sometimes too much. Sometimes the people that come in end up messing everything up. You don't have to be a Christian to benefit from a Christian society, and lots of people in this room have done exactly that. But when you take God out and things start to fall apart, you end up in a world nobody wants to live in. And we are in... Sorry? What do you mean? Oh, well, I mean, if I had my way, I'd go back to about 1200. Lots of propagandists in university departments call it the Dark Ages. Well, this is a conversation for another day, really, but it seems to me it was quite a nice time to live. And I think that you would find, if you care about this kind of thing, if you do care about things above and beyond yourself, if you care about where we go afterwards, if you care about leaving a good legacy, if you care about being good to the people around you, I think a lot more people in 1400 got into heaven each year than do now. And I don't think you have to be a Christian to accept that that's because we're not nice anymore. And we're not good to each other. And the reason for that is
everyone should
notice how that guy, notice how someone laughs because he's like, we're not good to each other anymore. We're not nice to each other anymore. This is the same guy that's like shitting on Destiny's wife. It's
This
like
guy's a
he's
oh,
like so
Mike,
retarded.
Mike, please, can I say the F slur, please? I
You-
want to say it to this guy.
All right, you may. I think we're deep enough. You can call him an F.
All right, Milo, you're a fucking faggot. I hope you don't fucking like I don't know do this shit anymore. Kill yourself right now, please. That would like benefit from anybody else. Just fucking like take the shotgun, put it up to your chin, and just go boom, just like that. Fuck you. Kill yourself. Anyways.
Architecture and underpinning of society, which was required by the founders, or this stuff doesn't function. It's not.
All right, Destiny, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Can you hit me up with that prompt again?
Some would argue that societies governed under one faith can devolve into tyranny. How would you prevent a second Inquisition or a Soviet-style dictatorship where people have to proclaim their allegiance to the state and faith?
I mean, it's kind of a hard question for me to answer because I'm not advocating for Christian nationalism, but I would say obviously we should be allowed to carry on as we are now. Everybody's allowed to choose what God they want to worship, choose the lifestyle they want to live, as long as they're not encroaching on the freedoms of other people. I think you should continue to have the right to do that. So it's my argument of the negative. Also, I think it's kind of funny that Milo pointed out that everybody in here is addicted to consumerist packaging, when I'm pretty sure that bag is worth like 10 times more than my entire outfit.
True.
All right, now we will do the last question for you, Destiny, and then we'll go to the Q&A/crossfire. Some would argue that most people are naturally drawn to some sort of faith or belief in a higher power. How would you prevent your society from inevitably becoming a religious society and thus being run by the exact same organizing faith or ideas that you want to stop?
I mean, I think the important thing is for people to have something bigger than themselves to live for. I don't think it has to be religion, but if it was religion, I don't necessarily think that's the worst thing in the world. I think that the defining aspect of the United States is that a lot of people with contradictory ideas can exist within the same geographic borders, governed by the same legal system, voting on the same politicians, and somehow finding a way to make all of that work. I think we've done it for hundreds of years. I think we do it better than any other country on the planet right now, today, not before 1980, not in the 1200s, but today in 2023. I think we have an incredibly diverse country of people, all sorts of creeds, all sorts of ethnicities, all sorts of different types of people that seem to be living together and making it work. I think we have problems right now, like I mentioned earlier, with the political division. I think that that's a real problem that we need to combat, but I think we need to do it by having honest conversations about what we can do to move forward, not by talking to people that want to look back hundreds or thousands of years to what society used to look like before there was Gucci and hairdressers.
I could live without both if it meant that you would be left on a mountainside somewhere, your parents wondering which god they'd pissed off, which is exactly what would have happened in a pre-Christian civilization to something like you.
Probably would have left the gays there before people like me.
Well, I don't think you can tell when it pops out whether it's going to like cock or not. Maybe if it's your kid, but I'm sure you'll ensure that's the case.
I mean, you know all about kids liking, huh? Isn't that
oh, would I? Would I?
Jesse got up about a foul pace. Oh
would
my God.
I tell us more about
Let's
go. Would I?
I love Destiny. He's called somebody a
Would I?
pedophile.
Would you what?
Would I know about that?
It seems like it. Isn't that what you got canceled for?
No, I got cancelled for talking about the fact that I was a victim of clerical sexual abuse. I was...
So about like little boys liking, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, well, yeah. I mean,
you got there eventually. It's okay.
Okay.
I can tell you're coming down right now, but I'll walk you through the rest of my jokes if you need me to.
No, fair enough. Okay, you're bringing it. Fine. It's just a shame Father Michael's dead. He would have liked that. I think if... I don't know that it makes me an expert on
He got destroyed, bro.
priest, but
yeah.
If you want some comedy lessons afterwards, I'm happy to give you 20 minutes.
Aww. That's sweet.
The question was, some would argue that most people are naturally drawn to some sort of faith or belief in a higher power. How would you, Destiny, prevent your society from inevitably becoming a religious society and thus being run by the same organizing faith ideas?
I think it's a bit lazy to say, as people often do, that we now have a kind of alternate sort of progressive religion. I don't think that progressivism really functions like a religion. It's true that when you take God out of things, you don't just sort of, get rid of him in the same way that when you get rid of a king, you don't really get rid of the king. You still are ruled by people that you have no power over. The difference is in America, you don't know their names because they lurk behind that flag, rubbing their hands and making money off you and getting you addicted to things. You don't know their names, so you can't
Yo, Sherry. By the way, you missed. This guy defended the Spanish Inquisition. Back to Nancy Drew. All right, have a good time. Bro, this guy's unhinged. I don't even know if... So we're only 30 minutes in, and it's already 11:30, bro. I don't know if we're going to cover the whole thing tonight.
I mean, that's fine if we don't, because, like, fuck, dude. I cannot take more of this fucking Milo guy anymore. I think he should just get off the fucking internet and just, like, never, like...
All right.
Do like this grifting shit no more.
What we can do is
let's get to the interesting parts.
We're gonna go up to the Spanish Inquisition is okay, Sherry.
Okay, Sherry.
Okay. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish until we get to the Q&A section, and what I'll do is I'll ask chat. continue. No, not Q&A. What? I'll let you guys decide if we want to continue this or if we want to just. At this point, there's nothing. I mean, there's Epic Meal Time, but that's another hour, so we're definitely not gonna do that. I think. But we could move on to just gaming and just chilling for a bit.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you guys, continue? Yes or no? So let's continue on with this, and then we'll stop when it gets to the Q&A. At which point I'll do a restroom break, and I'll leave the pull up for you guys.
Reason monarchy is better. I think. Sorry, I forgot the question.
You already
it was
forgot.
about how do you prevent it from sliding? Yeah, I think it's lazy when people say, "Oh, we've replaced kind of one religion with a progressive religion." It's true that when God moves out, that other things move in. You don't just kind of get rid of it and now everyone's happy and now everyone can just be nice to each other. That yearning that you've acknowledged that we all have has got to be satisfied by something. So if you take the Christian God out, something worse moves in because there isn't anything better than that. There isn't anything better than that for organizing society. There isn't anything better than that for teaching people how to behave to one another. There isn't anything better than that objectively, practically, and empirically. So things do move in, but progressivism of the type that he likes doesn't function like a religion because all religions have one thing in common that his political orthodoxy doesn't, and that's salvation and forgiveness. Because there is no forgiveness for people who are cancelled, whether or not they were responsible for what happened to them and were trying to make sense of an abuse experience, or whether they said something that they shouldn't have said. There's no way back. There's no forgiveness. There's no redemption, and that's the thing all religions, except for this orthodoxy, seem to have in common. So I don't think it's. I think it's a bit lazy to say that one religion gets replaced by another, but it is definitely true that you cannot simply chop off the top of the pyramid and expect everything to be fine. Something worse will slither its way up there. And it has.
Thank you guys so much. Let's give everybody, both of them, a round of applause, please.
All right, so before we move on to like the Q&A from the people at the panel, I'll ask you guys if you want us to continue with this. If not, we'll just move on to gaming for like a little bit. I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm forklift certified. Let's go. Fuck.
Wait, Christian hell's the ultimate cancellation, though. There's no hell.
True, there's no hell.
Cancelable.
I fucking hate freaks like this guy. I think these people should just like never. Once again, they should never be in the fucking internet. Ugh.
But if they're not on the internet, then they're in a position of power, which is worse.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I reject that. That is true.
Keep them on the internet, so we can laugh at them.
Yeah, that is true. We should probably. I'm about to go down. That's great. Snipers. Would you like to join the Dorito Inquisition? You know what? Fuck it. I'm joining the Doritos.
Only for the nacho cheese.
Hey, the nacho cheese. See, yeah, you fucking get it. Oh, what is this? Holy shit, Lois. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, I'm already fucking worked up. That's great. Burrito religion. Oh my god, so true, so true. This gal gets it. This gal gets it. Oh my god. Wait, what is this? Nobody inspects the Spanish Inquisition! Oh my god. Fucking perfect.
Damn.
We are back. Let's see, what
Hello.
does chat say?
5
votes.
Nobody.
Terrorism.
Most people not want to. So maybe we'll continue this next week. Maybe we'll leave it there. Maybe you guys got the point. Yeah, it's a pretty. I'll put it in the chat. highly recommend you guys watch this. It actually, there's still a lot of insane shit that goes on in this debate, so make sure you watch that. We're gonna continue for at least another hour, so make sure you guys like and retweet the stream. Let people know we're still live. I think now we're just gonna game and
then
we're
go
gonna
to
chill
sleep
for like an hour.
Okay.
Get a game.
We gaming.
We fucking game.
Everybody
bro.
knows, like, I'm the best at gaming. All right, no one plays video games as good as me.
I believe you.
Name one person better at gaming than me. We're gonna be able to.
I am. Any proof?
The proof is that, like,
That's not tangible enough proof.
it's the
You
good old
gotta-
days when crazy religious people and gays were natural enemies.
I mean, it's still happening now. Sorta.
Let's play Tekai G4.
Damn.
Today was a pretty good stream, I gotta admit. Nice donations. Shout out again to Vicky and to my good friend Jesus Dungeon Man. Donations today. Greatly.
Nice. God, I love burning down cops with dragging by the shells. God damn. Anyways. I'm gonna.
You guys seen Attack on Titan before?
Like a little bit.
I finally watched it. It was pretty good.
Speaking of Attack on Titan, did you know that they're added onto Fortnite?
Did see that.
Not gonna lie, the ODM gear is kind of fun to use.
I saw AOT in manga.
Very.
Wait, how do you see that?
How to see manga? How
Just open your eyes. It's not that
Bro,
hard.
Bro, it's not that hard. Just open eye. Oh fuck! Of course we're getting gas.
Yeah, tell that to Milo.
Bro, Milo, please. I love you, but open your eyes. No, I'm kidding. I don't love him. Fucking hate that guy. You should just never ever be here.
Yeah, buddy.
Fuck. I think Teddy's projecting here.
The only reason Plushman hates Milo so much is because he asked Milo to pee on him. No, I think he's probably right.
That's the projection. Not gonna lie.
I don't think it's projection at all.
Okay. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Dude, you just got destroyed.
Okay. Look here. Listen. Here we go.
I know you guys want to see my epic gameplay. Share my screen.
What's going on here?
Black.
Their impacts are creating energy shockwaves like earthquakes creating tsunamis.
Oh man.
See, this is the perfect game to play when you're drunk, you know? Fast-paced game. Makes the most sense.
That is true.
We know it could be ripped apart.
I mean, it ain't wrong, but and you're also cooking, I guess. I don't know.
What we cooking?
Ooh, shit. Team struggle. Ah. Rainier, Levi, Aaron, and Sasha are my favorite. I really liked Sasha. I was so sad. Spoilers. You know what? Okay, spoilers for Attack on Titan. I was very sad when Sasha passed away. My first dog's name was Sasha as well. So yes, I was very sad when Sasha passed away, actually. Yo, well, what's up, Cowboy? Yeah, we finished covering the Creator Clash stuff. We covered the SunnyV shit. And we covered the first 30 minutes of the Milo
And Destiny stuff.
Destiny debate.
I'm glad that worked. I meant to do that with the second flying punch, but I was off a little.
God.
But I'll
They always driving me to the fucking roof of hell.
Yeah, Teddy.
Arrow.
Captain Irwin was another favorite. He was really good.
In the middle of his fight with me.
Not even satisfied with divine power. You're already trying to reach a higher level.
Did Sunny defend Chris? No, he was literally
No.
saying that the only solution is if Chris quits himself, which is pretty unhinged, actually.
And like he treats it like him like being trans is like something out of like Hollywood or some bullshit like that. Like what the
Yeah,
fuck?
he compared to like Chris turning trans as to like when they remake a movie and they add a trans character.
Oh, that guy's so retarded.
like really weird.
Holy shit. Yeah, that guy's fucking weird. Oh, of course, I get electrocuted. That's awesome.
I'm out of those too.
Yes, waste all my ammo.
You're a strange one, aren't you? I guess so. And I could say the same thing about you, Pierce.
They're both fighting harder now, channeling more divine energy than ever, but they aren't making any shockwaves, like all the forces going straight into each other.
Yeah, it's completely fucking Oreo, dude.
The shockwaves were a show, and now they're both just fighting like they want it to end.
Oh wow, that's what I just...
Seems your time. Listen, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
I thought I should eventually watch Attack on Titan, but I'm like fucking lazy as fuck, so I don't really care, to be honest.
I mean to say that you're actually a homosexual.
Yeah, surely. We will be proven right. Sure.
Would you please stop talking to me like it's over?
It would be Canada.
Your Super Saiyan God power is played out.
Wait, why am I Super Saiyan now?
Oh, because you're Super Saiyan.
What's happening?
What's happening?
A fight in space? But your God power has run out.
If Captain America became trans, it would be Canada. True.
No, it'll be Captain BLM. Captain LGBT.
I really like John. He's another good character. Or Gene. He's really a good character.
That is real.
What the fuck?
He's too powerful. Yeah, somehow a miner is like beating you down, fucking Teddy.
Yeah, I bet you would like that, huh, Plush Man?
Okay, fuck off.
I'm no longer a miner, true.
Well,
I was literally 0 damage.
birthdays. Oh, okay, April 11th. Lol. I forgot. Get out to the streets.
You'll destroy my planet.
Please judge.
Dude, I'm literally doing 0 damage to this guy. What the fuck? What am I supposed to do? Oh damn, he killed me. I died.
L? El Bozo?
No, it's not.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, Goku's not.
This fight goes on so long.
You ruined my perfect ending, you stubborn freak of nature. Will you just stay down already? My world's at stake. I can't give up.
Thanks, but it's not the same thing. You actually missed Sherry. She was in chat for a little bit. You just missed her.
But as long as I have energy to move my body,
That's why you gotta make like lesson learned. You have to constantly watch MikeTheBike. You never know when Sherry's gonna pop up.
Go on, put it all in one attack.
Oh, there goes Winsky.
Ooh, that was pretty good.
Oh wait, he's back. Where the hell were you, Winsky?
My internet's dying.
Damn. Tell your internet not to like die, bro.
Yeah,
so
true.
easy.
I'm being conquered by the
Matrix.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. The Matrix. The Matrix is actually.
Oh my god, his attack is so fucking big. Yeah, I did it. Let's go.
The whites.
Finally, the whites win. White power.
Oh no.
White powder.
Oh.
White powder. Hey, that's a pretty. Powder was a pretty good movie. I watched it one time. And
Yeah.
have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Powder is about this like albino black guy who's like born with like the whitest fucking skin in the world, and he gets discriminated against for having albino skin.
Unfortunate.
Ah, Resurrection of F. Of course, everyone's favorite. You're also singing Happy Birthday song. You missed it. Yeah, she did. She did it for free, and you missed it.
There's 5 more bags. I gotta find them.
Well. Our monkey's wearing even bigger britches now.
What? The monkey?
You don't know? Frieza calls the Saiyans monkeys.
Yeah.
He's like kind of
Apparently.
racist, low-key. It's kind of based.
How's that possible? Grease is more monstrous than ever, but Goku hasn't taken a single blow.
I feel like I'm stuck in some kind of bizarre.
We up in Call of Duty and this shit.
When it's my birthday, will you give me your channel? I don't know about that.
Well, he grew up here, but he is a Saiyan, you know.
That is a pretty funny joke, Teddy.
You're obviously joking.
I'm
The Saiyans were a brutal warrior race.
on the edge of my seat laughing at that.
There can't be one here.
I don't care now.
It's true. Actually, my husband's a Saiyan too.
Alright, I'm gonna have to end this stream soon because I'm like falling asleep. I just realized.
Damn, he EP.
Dude, I do be EP though.
Seriously? That's all you've got?
Alright. But before we end the stream, I gotta keep to my promise. I gotta sing the happy birthday song to Cheesy.
Oh yeah, true.
So let's find it. Reason sounds so nasally? Yeah, that was the newer voice actor, Chris Ayers, I think his name is. Let's find it. Happy.
Andy's bitch of a sister
Damn.
from Toy Story. What the fuck? Can't believe it.
Me neither.
I'm in.
Wait, is there
I'm
a
in
karaoke version of this? That would be even better.
Who knows?
Yawn.
Yo, let's go. Okay. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm gonna hop off and sing this song for Cheesy Thick.
Okay.
Alright. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Alright, Cheesy Thick. Hope you appreciate this. I don't do this for just anybody, alright? In return, you have to promise to never stop being a biker, even if I kill a child, alright? So here we go. Happy birthday song. By the way, this is going to be off time because I know that there's a delay between the music and my voice. So deal with it, alright? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Alright, let me actually get the lyrics real quick. Let me get the lyrics real quick. I have chips and chili. Babe. What is up, Miss K? I love you, Miss K. You're babe. Disney, happy birthday lyric. All right. Happy birthday. Open your eyes. Here's a present. All right. I want to do something special for you. It's your birthday, and you're special too. There you go. That's the lyrics. Bro, this is the one I heard when I was a kid all the fucking time. This is an 80s birthday song because the fucking happy birthday song was still copyright claimed. Let's go. I want to see some dancing emojis in chat, y'all. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. I wanna do something special for you. It's your birthday and you're special too. So I brought some guanks from the outer Guangzhou. They honk and squonk and sing just for you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Open your eyes, here's a present. For crazy creatures, don't worry, they're pleasant. They're upside down reads and inside out swings. They do things backwards, and backwards they sing. Which means happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There's a party today, a 1 year occasion, a party. It's coming your way, your birthday celebration. The grandest present, I say till the end. 'Cause you're the bestest of all of my friends. Here's Mickey and Donald and Goofy too, to celebrate your birthday with you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Tell you in my special way. You're extra special, so have a great day. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, there you go. That's all you get. All right, no more. I'm done with this song. Dude, that's such a throwback, though, for me. I'm sorry it was off time, right? I understand. It was definitely off time. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I sang it as well as I could. But yeah, there you go. Thank you, Mike. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you very much. It'd be funny if you keep singing it and every time we think you're done, you just keep going. I mean, that song looked like it was gonna go on for a while, to be honest. It looked like it had like another fucking minute left. And I was like, oh, I should probably stop. You should sing the Disney Old Christmas one. Is it the All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth, Max and Goofy? Otherwise, I don't know what. Yeah, I made up my night. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, I like entertaining people. So if that helped, if that made you happy, then that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. That's actually such a fun, like, of all the different, like, birthday knockoff songs because of the copyright shit, I think that's my favorite one easily, because the other one's like, happy birthday, like, all the other ones are, like, gay and retarded. That one's actually so much fun, bro. All I want for Birdmas is thick bird ladies? Alright. Take a chill pill. By the way, I didn't realize this until like a year or two ago. The singer for that birthday song is the same one from the Believe It or Not, I'm Walking on Air. That song is the same guy, bro. It's what's his name? Walking on Air. What is that song? Believe it or not, Joey Scarberry. It's the same exact singer. You can hear it in his voice. We're gonna end the stream with that song, actually. Oh man, honestly, this stream was great for me. This is just what I needed. This week's been rough. I think I mentioned it yesterday, but unfortunately, there was someone passed away in the family. It wasn't someone that I felt particularly close to, but it still was quite impactful on the family. And yesterday I was honestly not. I felt like maybe I was in a better headspace than I thought I was, which is why I abruptly ended it yesterday, because I just was like, I just couldn't do it. So sorry if I worried anyone by abruptly ending last night, but I just didn't want to like snap on anyone on stream or do anything stupid. But today was definitely a great stream, a lot of fun. I had a great time. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this stream. It was rough for me too regarding my parents and all that shit. Yeah. Hopefully next week is better for everybody, whoever had a rough week this week. Hopefully it's better for everybody. And yeah, I will be live, I guess, today, because it's already midnight now. Sorry for your loss. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be live tomorrow on Twitch. Remember, on Twitch. If you're not following my Twitch, make sure you do with the notifications on. We'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST, and we will be reviewing the Now Now by Gorillaz. This an album that is, in my opinion, kind of mid, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've really listened to it all the way through, so maybe my opinion will change. And yeah, let's end this with Believe It or Not by Joey Scarberry, the same singer of that Happy Birthday Disney song. Got a great fucking voice. So yeah, here. Thank you for watching. Have a great Saturday night, y'all.